I was like, I have to go onto here. Alright, guys, we're going live. Just one moment, please. Because I want to post the link to people. It's like typing so fast. Here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's barely moved north. Yeah. I don't really get the north hype train. I mean, I kind of get it, but... Okay. Let's do this. Be ready, guys? Alright. Right on time. Kind of. Maybe I'll mute myself so I don't repeat. Alright. Oh, winter storms. I didn't even realize that was storms. That was from last stream, wasn't it? Winter storm. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, it's fixed before anyone saw that. Good. I think. Alright, guys. I see some people joining on YouTube. Oh my gosh, YouTube. Great start. We are going live to answer major questions about the ongoing extreme threat. Let's put it how it is. Extreme winter storm threat, rainy day weather. We're live for possibly a long time here to answer a lot of questions. I'm going to be explaining things. I'm not going to be able to give exact snow amounts, but I can give you a little bit of insight into what might your state see. So we're going to do the state roll again today, where if you have a question, I recommend saying your state, and then I will be able to give you kind of a glimpse of what's going to happen. But we are putting people in action phase, and actually we've already have alerts out by the National Weather Service here. If we take a look at their outlooks by the National Weather Service, we already have, let's see if it's going to fill in. Yep, I mean, they've even expanded it since I've last checked it. We do have winter storm watches out now for Dallas, Oklahoma City, Shreveport, Little Rock, all these cities. It's going to get bad. It's going to get tricky, and it's only going. Obviously, this is just a start. This is only going to continue to probably expand like in this direction, all the way kind of through this entire region. By tomorrow afternoon, you're going to see the alert map will look like a absolute mess. But we're going to walk you through it here. So if you guys are excited for the stream, if you want your question answered, I recommend you give the stream a like. I really would appreciate that. Let's switch over to the Euro, so we're nice and ready to answer all your guys' questions. And here you go. Not much has changed from yesterday. Honestly, a little bit of an uptrend in strength, and not much change in direction overall. And we haven't had a major shift as well. So let me start. Let me just play the future radar so you guys can see a couple times by the latest Euro. You can see major icing event in places like northern and central Texas, and it's just the ice is going to be really bad, up to an inch of ice accumulation. That ice is going to affect major metropolitan areas, possibly like Shreveport, Jackson, Atlanta, Charlotte, Columbia, Charleston. All of these areas could see major icing, and then obviously to the north we have major snowfall, which guess what? If you're in the Northeast, you're now involved in this storm. That's the biggest change from yesterday, is the Northeast is now majorly involved in this storm for its potential mostly snow threat. So now let me answer some questions. Again, if you guys are ready for your forecast, give a like to the stream. Your name gets highlighted in my chat, and then I will, again, a couple likes. The more likes you do, the more highlighted you are. And then let's do this. Okay, student meteorologist here. I mean, trending north really hasn't been a big trend over the last 24 hours. I'm not going to lie. This is the latest Euro. So I don't see a big trend north, but Connecticut is going to get involved in the kind of northeast exit of the storm that's going to wrap around and kind of affect the northeast New England area. Will there be snow for South Carolina? Honestly, right now leaning more towards ice. Still time for change for this, just the sandwich. I'm calling it the sandwich, but it's the sandwich precipitations: the snow, the ice, the rain. Still time for the sandwich to drag south. Still time for the sandwich to drag north. That's how we're going to kind of address the the full storm, if that's okay with everyone. Snow in Atlanta. You're right on that border between a major ice problem or snow. You honestly should be cheering for the snow because it would be less impactful. Right now, if it was just ice, we'd be talking about over an inch of ice and possibly millions of people without power. Charlotte, North Carolina, more in that, you're right on that actual border right now. You can see you're right between that snow and ice. Watch very carefully. Prepare for both events. Again, if you're anywhere within, let me put action phase, anywhere within this area, you should be preparing right now for a major winter storm this weekend. If you find yourself within this area, you either have that major icing threat or a high snowfall threat for this region. Tulsa, Oklahoma, an area that could see a lot of snow. Don't think you're going to be, I think you're too far north to get involved in that icing threat overall, but I think major snow chances are definitely going to build in that region. Pittsburgh, PA. This is a wild card city because the latest Euro model, look at that. Look at all this new snow that's been added to the latest Euro model just in the past day. This is kind of from an amplification of some interaction with energy. And that would put a good amount of snow in Pittsburgh. So right now I'm saying there is a chance for this to not really suss out because it's only been here for about a day. But I would prepare in Pittsburgh for possibly high end. Be greater than 7 inches of snow. I think that's kind of the high-end capabilities with an expected 3 to 5 inches right now. Of course, with that high-end capability, think that is possible, high-end possible. All right. Again, exact snowfall amounts are really hard to say right now. Tomorrow, if you guys come back tomorrow, I can give you a pretty good snowfall estimates and ice estimates as well. Long Island, I'm putting you in a heavy snow risk for this weekend. We're talking about chance to see plus 6 inches of snow in that region. Houston, Texas. You're in that weird spot where you're right. You might be involved in freezing rain depending on how far south you're able to go. If that does happen, you do want to prepare in Houston for possible freezing rain within that region. Again, do appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for 5,000 likes. Let's see if we get 10,000 likes. Again, if you like the stream the most, you're more likely to see your comments, just how my chat works. Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate the support. And I'm a student meteorologist, just so you can know who you're talking to. Is Philly in the danger zone? Yes, I put Philly in the danger zone for heavy snow due to this storm kind of moving to the northeast. I'll put this a little bit more in time. You can see how you start to get involved in the northeast. Places like Washington, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, all these areas could get involved in some heavier snow. I'm more confident about the Virginia, the West Virginia, and the North Carolina area seeing more high impacts, but keep an eye on it. We'll have more details to come. Southern Maryland, that is another area I'm concerned about very heavy snow. St. Louis, you're just on that border. Again, if you get in this snow zone here, where you're just north enough to get in the snow shield, you'll be in the snow shield for an extended amount of time. So let's say like you're in St. Louis and the storm it's basically moving to the east. If you get in the snow shield a little bit, you're going to get a decent amount of snow. So stay tuned. I just put you in that moderate snow threat for this weekend. What day and time is this projected? Well, let me walk everyone through since we have a lot of people here timing for this storm here. We'll go back. All right, so this is Friday, kind of evening, so pretty quiet. We start to see our first freezing rain forming in the southern area of Oklahoma and the northern area of Texas. Timing out more, you can see coverage rapidly expands. This is now Friday late at night. Coverage is starting to rapidly expand. I would not be on the roads in places like Oklahoma and northern Texas because if you get trapped from that freezing rain, you could be stuck for possibly beyond a day because the freezing rain is going to go on for more than a day. More in time. Now we're talking about Saturday morning. One more click. See how our coverage expands further and further. Now we're getting freezing rain across areas like Mississippi, Louisiana, southern Arkansas, northern Texas. Again, freezing rain. Keeps going. and snow starts building more towards Kansas even, and then starts shifting towards northern Arkansas. Expansion will continue to happen. Again, follow for more updates, guys. I just released a full update on both the TikTok, but a 25-minute super mega update on the YouTube channel. So go there. We're actually live over there too. Go on the YouTube channel, subscribe over there. There's a mega update. I can go more in depth on YouTube because of longer form videos. More timing out. Saturday, this is now afternoon. You can see things only go downhill as we go further into the weekend. Major icing going on in this corridor right here. Can shift north and south right now. Again, this is not the finalized area that's going to be seeing icing, but it's been pretty confident in putting it somewhere in this corridor as we continue to push. How's it going, Santi? What does the pink mean? That is freezing rain. Freezing rain. Jackson, Mississippi, I'm very concerned for freezing rain, a significant amount of freezing rain, which would cause significant power outages. Some of this this area that might be getting ice might see up to 1 inch of ice. For reference, that makes power lines about 8 to 12 times heavier than normal. And trust me, those power lines cannot take it. So if this, okay, let's say if this forecast verifies, we're probably talking plus at least 100,000 people with power. I'm thinking plus 1 million people without power if this forecast verifies for icing. It's just going to be so much weight on trees and then power lines. We're going to have catastrophic failure of multiple power grids. And I'm especially worried about Texas because of the vulnerability down there. Cold air plus snow plus ice. You know, 2021, something similar is pretty much happening because you get cold air behind it. And then moving a little bit further on, again, I'm going through this timeline, then I'm going to answer more questions, so give me 1 second. This is now Sunday morning. You can see now we have over 30 states involved in this absolute monster of a winter storm. We're getting very heavy snowfall rates right in this corridor right here. Extremely heavy snowfall rates, plus 2 inches an hour, very possible within this region. That's why we're seeing the highest snow total. Thinking is kind of in that region, but I mean, we'll go over projected snow totals, but I don't want you to think it's going to be the core area as well. Okay, continuing onwards. You got to protect me. I'll try my best. Look how we move into more of a northward. We get some moisture to pull up more north, and we get some snow to continue to push north into places like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York. And then again, that freezing rain continues to inch its way further and further accumulation down in the deep south. I guess not super deep south, but North Carolina's, Atlanta, northern Georgia, northern Alabama. And this really just ends with a kind of also just general snow shield across the general northeast, and it eventually gets out here by Monday. So Friday to Monday event. Let's go back. Let's put this on your radar. Okay, now let's answer questions. So now's your time. Put your questions in the chat. Atlanta, a great question for Atlanta. So there's no snow coming in Atlanta. You're right on that borderline between snow and ice, and we will see if you get there. Thank you, Wanda, for the donation. Really appreciate that. You'll see you have both opportunities to get a lot of snow or a lot of ice, so you should be preparing for a high impact weather event either way. Nashville likelihood on power outages longer than a day. Pretty decent. Now, a caveat to that. If you get icing, much more likely. If you get the snow, there are still power outages that are going to happen, but a lot less likely because snow doesn't add 8 times weight to the power lines. The snow kind of falls off, ice grabs onto the power lines and drags them down. Pretty aggressive there. Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas-Fort Worth area should be preparing for a major ice storm. Okay, so just Texas in general should be preparing for ice, snow, and then prepare for no power. And then the next few days, you're talking about temperatures in the single digits, wind chills in the negatives. Not a good combo. You should have stuff to make you comfortable. We're talking about if you have a generator, set it up in a safe place. If you have, it gets more blankets, get your medications, get food, get water, get food for your pets, and think about your neighbors, your family, your friends. These are areas that need to be prepared. Anywhere along this icing threat should be doing that similar thing. But Texas has a very vulnerable power grid that just amplifies the problem. What are we getting in Indiana? I don't really think you're going to be too involved in the storm. Maybe southern Indiana, depending on how far the storm trends to the north. Keep an eye on it. Not really the most likely target. Please don't spam chat. lower area of Texas. So if you're like in Corpus Christi, I think you might be all rain. Further south you are, the more likely you are to see rain. Just stay weather aware. Still look at the forecast. Buffalo, continue to monitor the forecast. I don't know if you're going to be involved too much in this storm. Just generally, I mean, you see a little bit of a side lobe there, but really not going to be too noteworthy in the region due to your common theme of getting snow from lake effect. DC has a chance of seeing moderate to high snowfall. Again, I don't have a snowfall. Come back tomorrow, but I'll give you more of a snowfall forecast tomorrow. But high snowfall has becoming more likely in the DC DMV region. Dallas, please. Yes, Dallas should be preparing for one of the worst ice storms in a very long time. Something similar to 2021. A lot of ice, a lot of snow. And then after that, it's gone. You might not have power. Very cold temperatures after that the next few days. So prepare for that as well. A very dangerous place to be. You should be preparing immediately. There's no really time for delay now for preparing because everyone in this region will now be preparing. I'm going to do a little bit of a survey. Has anyone done their shopping yet? Raise their hand or say yes in chat if you've done your shopping yet, because then I have another question. But I'm going to answer your question in the meantime while you guys answer that question. For Maryland, have your increasing chances for snowfall. Got a bunch of yeses, got some no's. It's totally fine. I would not delay anymore to get stuff. If you're in this icing zone, the high snowfall zone, because guess what? Tonight, this story is probably going to air on all the news outlets, all the local news outlets, all the big news outlets, because it's a big one. It's becoming mainstream. That's why I like to say, when it becomes mainstream, guess what everyone does? They're going to the store, and they're getting the water. They're getting the food. They're getting everything they can. They're getting the blankets. They're getting the generators. And everyone will be a mad dash. Even for some areas that might not be involved in the storm, what you need to do is you need to get the stuff to be prepared, to be comfortable, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and let's be prepared rather than kind of behind the curve. Last question I have. If you went shopping, were there other people shopping, or did you notice a reduction in goods? Did you notice like at least some people buying goods that were relating to the storm? What does the pink mean? That is freezing rain. That is ice. Will there be snow in Houston around Saturday, Sunday? Maybe on the back end of the storm, you might get involved in some snow, more of an ice. We do have a report that yes. Also, if you say yes to that question, if you've seen a noticeable decline in stuff there, can you let me know where your location is just so I can get a general reference? Appreciate that. Just a city would be great. Nashville Power, Little Rock. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's an area that's really under concern. Nashville Power affected, very much possible. Again, if you get the ice result of the storm, you're going to get a lot of power outages. Huge amount of power outages. Massive. If you get the snow, it's going to be a little bit less, but travel impacts will still be majorly affected. And power outages will still happen relatively as well. When is this supposed to start? Friday, all the way through Monday. Friday night into Monday morning. West to east event. I can't speak, again, just do states, guys. States, please. In Virginia, I'm keeping a very close eye on you. I think extreme high, moderate to very high snowfall to extreme snowfall is becoming more and more likely in Virginia. You're an area would be like, okay, I think very high snowfall is coming in that region. Pennsylvania, just in the latest day, you've trended up for snowfall in Pennsylvania. Prepare for moderate to high snowfall as your high-end outcome. I still think you have an outcome in which you get in the lower end of the storm just because this is a newer trend. Seeing a bunch of people on YouTube too. Say hello if you're out there. And let me know what questions you guys have. Let me know where you're watching from. Again, Pennsylvania now is in my watch phase. I also would recommend Pennsylvania get some supplies. I don't think you're going to be trapped for days. I'd say maybe have plans to avoid travel on Saturday night or Sunday. Kind of put that on your radar. Maybe get a few supplies just in case. I don't think this is going to be a trapped thing for Pennsylvania. Atlanta, major problems. I'm really concerned about the freezing rain in Atlanta, the probability of major damaging freezing rain. Thank you guys for over 10,000 likes. Really appreciate that. Again, follow for more updates. Again, we'll continue. I post bi-daily updates. I just posted tonight, the PM's update. It's right now. I'm in Madrid right now. If you didn't know, I'm in study abroad, but I'm live streaming for you guys in the middle of the night. So if you're appreciating that, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, I really appreciate that. And let's continue asking your questions. Again, I'm planning on going. I'm pretty long here, so feel free to stay, and I'm going to try to answer as many questions as quickly as possible. I do apologize if it takes me a second to get to them. I'm only one me. There's over 200 of you. Thank you, Kelly, for the donation. Appreciate that. I'm in Kentucky, and some areas are saying 3 to 5s. So Cooper, right now it's really too early to pin down the exact snowfall. Why is that the case? I know it's frustrating to hear. Why can't I know how much snow is coming? Well, it's because our snowstorm has been shifting north and south every model run, and every shift is like kind of changes the snowfall drastically because it's a high gradient of snow. So you drive a little bit, it's going to get a lot less snow or a lot more snow. And of course, when you're dealing with the gradient between this little thin line will be the difference between 12 inches of snow and 1 inch of ice. It vastly messes with your weather apps because they just don't know how to handle it. The weather apps are really bad at communicating uncertainty. Thank you, Debbie, for the donation. Thank you, Kelly, again. So do not trust your weather app, please, for this event. It will make you go crazy because it doesn't know how to communicate. Hey, there's a chance, like if you live in Nashville, for example, you look at the weather app and it says 18 inches of snow. What it's not telling you is there's a chance the storm shifts to the south, and that snow chance, then it drops the snow totals a bit. There's also a chance the storm trends to the north, and you're going to get 1 inch of freezing rain. You prepared for snow. You didn't prepare to lose power for possibly days, and now you're in trouble. So please use trusted resources to prepare for the storm. We do have winter. We already have winter storm watches out for millions of people. That has been issued in these dark blue right here. Let me get this highlighted. So this is definitely going to expand to the east. The only reason it's out here first is because it's going to be the first area to see that weather come to your region. So keep that in mind. Tomorrow afternoon we'll have all the country involved in those winter weather alerts. Wait, let me go to non-MLSP. Okay. Saying 18 to 24 inches in New Jersey, that is really high. Honestly, I don't know who's saying that, Scott. That's very high. That's really aggressive. I wouldn't put that even as the highest amounts, or I wouldn't put that as a reasonable, even early guess. It's still a little too early. Come back tomorrow. I can give you a little bit better forecast. What do you think of OKC? I'm still feeling like we're going to get snow in the OKC in that region. Still prepare for possible icing. We're pretty close to that icing threat. So stay weather aware, prepare for both the icing or the snow threat. A moderate snowstorm, I think, is kind of the most likely outcome. Okay, keep the questions coming, guys. Again, it just states right now, Ohio has just uptrended in snowfall probability for this weekend, especially Saturday night into Sunday. Not a major winter storm right now, but I think a general scope of 2 to 6 inches of like kind of that light to moderate storm is very much on the table. Mid-Missouri safe. It's going to be very close to getting involved in snow. Keep it on the forecast to be starting to inch into the snow shield or not. What day is this? Friday through Monday. I said, okay, so if you guys say like they say 5 to 6 inches and now they're saying 1 inch, this is a great point. The 5 to 6 inches in North Carolina, but now they're saying less than 1 inch. Well, guess what? You probably just switched over to ice. And also weather apps, some of them, they don't even explain what ice is, or they don't tell you how much ice is coming, which is actually wild to me, because if you go from 10 inches of snow and you say, oh, well, the snow's gone, like it's going to be fine, and the weather app doesn't tell you there's a 1 inch of ice coming, well, then guess what? You're not preparing for possibly an even more impactful weather event than 10 inches of snow. And that's what's so frustrating. So please do not use weather apps to predict. Weather apps are garbage right now. They're bad. You can even just look at one day to the next day, the amount they fluctuate. They're not telling you the uncertainty. There is still uncertainty with this storm. Please do not trust like Apple Weather or just weather apps to just tell you like this is how much snow is coming. This is what the tide and low temperature is going to be. It's going to be off. Thank you, Valencia, for the donation. Is there going to be snow tomorrow in Texas? Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. This is kind of a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. Connecticut says 8 to 10. I mean, I think that's reasonable, but it's really too far out to tell you. Too far out. Stay tuned. I think your chances are increasing, though. If you went from yesterday to today, your chances are increasing of moderate to heavy snow. I say less for 1 inch of snow for me. Yeah. I mean, I think at Georgia right now, I'm northern Georgia specifically, I'm leaning more towards ice as it's been, but it's still possible to go south on this runs, right? Dayton, Ohio, keep an eye on the forecast. Could see light to moderate snowstorm effects. I'll come back tomorrow for exact snowstorm, exact like amounts. North Carolina, you're on that battle zone between if you're North Carolina, this is what's going to either happen. You're either going to get a lot of snow. We're talking about probably close to a foot of snow, or you're going to get in the ice. You're going to get close to an inch of ice, both of which will cause major impacts. If you get the ice, though, you have a much more higher chance of seeing power outages in your region, so prepare for that as well. Is there snow coming to South Carolina or just ice? I've seen both. Both are possible right now. They're reasonably possible. We just don't know exactly. Shreveport, prepare for a major ice storm. You still have a chance of getting that snow shield, but I'm leaning more towards ice right now. Prepare for possibly devastating ice and possibly losing power for days. Quick drink of water, guys. Appreciate your questions. Quick like goal. See if we can get the 15,000 likes, guys. If you're enjoying the live stream. Is it still shifting south? I don't know who's been saying it's been shifting south. I honestly have not seen a notable trend on I'm going with the euro because it's been the most reliable. I've not really seen a big trend on the models right now. So if you hear anyone saying, oh, it's going north, oh, it's going south, it really has not moved that much. So generally the thing has stayed the same, the general forecast. And for Texas, specifically South Texas, depending how far south you are, the more protected you are. Let's say if you're like in Houston, I'd still prepare for possible icing in very cold temperatures Sunday into Monday. I just ended my live. I just did a short one. I hope that went well. Tufts, looked like you're having a good time. Of course, do you see a downward trend for the GFS? Honestly, the GFS has not been modeling this storm out well. It's been missing some phasing for energy. We can switch over to the GFS, and you can even see it looks a little lackluster compared to the euro. A little bit less organized, but it's not really phasing. So we have like two energies here and here. It's not phasing them very correctly between them. So it could, some major issues with the GFS. Has really been trying to solve this. I mean, look at the difference between the GFS and euro. I'm leaning still towards the euro. Number one, the ensembles are more towards the euro. So if you use general ensemble models, which are more reliable than specific deterministic models, which we're looking at, the ensembles basically tell you what's most reasonable uncertainty, and most of the ensembles have shown a phased storm compared to the unphased storm. Will Alabama have a winter storm? Northern Alabama could see devastating freezing rain. Thank you, Max, for the follow. Appreciate that. Memphis right on the edge. Yeah, it's gonna be close. So again, this line is very subject to change. We'll put a little question mark on it. Where is it gonna go? Is it gonna go north? Is it gonna go south? It really hasn't trended much over the past couple of days. Will PA have snow? Yes, I think PA is gonna have some snow. It has a chance of seeing moderate snow to possibly heavy snow on this one. You should be tracking the storm now closely in PA. I just want to show you a quick little thing, just so you can see it, how much snow is being projected. Just, again, don't take the exact location and amounts verbatim. The main reason I'm showing you guys this is to express the power of the storm. So this could go north, this could go south, but if we're talking about, okay, what is the bullseye going to look like for the storm? We're talking about plus 1 foot of snow. And you see the northeast amounts here as well. If my screen wants to load, there we go. You can see areas in plus 5 inches across the board. But really, Virginia, some areas plus a foot, and North Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, really down the line here. Lots of areas. We are currently looking at the euro. Please don't Snapchat, though. Could see an impressive amount of snow. And then south of that border, we're talking about plus 1 inch of ice, and that is incredibly, incredibly dangerous. Just because if you have 1 inch of ice, it basically brings down almost every power line that's susceptible to icing. It's just so heavy. It adds. So for reference, I did the math actually earlier. Let's do let's do a little quiz. Let's see who can get closest, guys. If we have a power line that's 500 feet across, okay, and we get 1 inch of ice on it, like 1 inch around of ice thickness, how heavy is the ice on the power line? Closest number gets a shout out. I'm just checking for myself because I did the math earlier. Okay. I'm curious who's going to get closest. How many pounds? We'll do pounds. Okay, seeing a really close answer already. Oh man, we're getting really close here. Okay, hold up. I need to check. Okay, so we were getting close. Okay. You guys have some good guesses. It's actually really impressive. Okay. So, the correct answer, which was answered by someone, by Rihanna Kane, 600 pounds. Whoa, I am going to take away Rihanna Kane's crown because just saw she answered with a different number as well. So, congratulations to whoever was closest, but please don't guess more than one, I guess. Okay, well, back on track here. Let me get okay. But let's get back on track. We got a little off track there, but yes, I actually can show you the graphic I made. Let's see if I can pull this up. It is this one. Yes, this is a good one. Well, I guess it's a little wrong, but there you go. So 0.5 inches of ice adds 150 pounds to the cable. You see some areas, I mean, some of the models have brought close to 2 inches of ice. That one's really crazy, over 2,400 pounds, over 9.6 times heavier than the normal cable. Incredible amount of weight and incredibly dangerous on the cables there. I was gonna say 10 pounds, yeah, a lot more. Yeah, it's just remember it expands exponentially if you have like it's a cylinder and you expand it by its diameter. It's like, its volume is expanding exponentially. Yada yada math. Okay, let's get back on the on track here. We'll throw you guys over here. Future radar, right there. All right, let's get those questions going, guys. West Virginia, kid on life support. What's your thought? We lose power on a nice day. Oof. I mean, the good news in West Virginia is I don't think you're going to get involved in the ice. I'm mainly concerned of significant power outages with ice, just because ice adds so much more weight compared to snow, which usually gets blown off power lines. It doesn't stack efficiently on power lines. Ice just coats power lines, so really extremely dangerous for power lines. But travel-wise in West Virginia, I definitely think high impacts are possible and becoming more likely as we progress. A very difficult situation. Do you think it will trend north or south? Honestly, Luke, I don't think anyone knows. My gut feeling tells me we've been pretty stable over the past few runs. Even if we track back, like I'll show you, maybe a little bit north, right? But even if you look back 12 hours, we've gone south of that. So I think we're not going to go too far from this one. My gut tells me a little bit further north, just because there's colder air north, and it has the capability of going south or north. Let's keep looking. When is it hitting Bowling Green, Kentucky? We're talking about Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. Prepare for a lot of snow in Kentucky, especially if this outcome happens. We're talking about a major snowfall event. And, if you get the highest amounts, the maximum is probably over a foot. More likely a little bit less than a foot there. Please don't spam chat. I'm right on the line for ice and snow in North Carolina. Would love to see snow on my birthday. Oh, gosh. I'm hoping for snow for you. Thank you, person's name who's just it's Daff. Thank you, Daff, for the donation. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's close. It's going to be close. If you're right along that line, you should be preparing for both a major icing event and a major snowfall event. Charleston, South Carolina. Right now, South Carolina is in the ice, so prepare for both. What do you think the most realistic outcome is for southwestern PA? I know it's still developing. Dominic, we've been trending towards more of a involved storm for Pennsylvania as a whole. I want to give you that light to moderate chance of snow. I'm not really sold on a heavy snow coming to Pennsylvania, especially on the west side of Pennsylvania. Still watch it and still probably prepare for possible travel impacts your Saturday afternoon earliest, or Saturday evening more likely into your Sunday, entire day Sunday. Scranton, PA, more likely to see more significant snowfall. Seeing a huge uptick in viewers coming in, guys. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to do a quick rebound of what we've just gone over, and I want to get you all through this storm together. So welcome to the stream. I'm student meteorologist Ethan Myers. Follow for more updates. We do bi-daily updates and live streams every night on this major winter storm. If you're just joining and you live in this area that's currently on the screen, you are involved in possibly the largest and most powerful storm, winter storm we've had in possibly 5 years. And I don't say that very often. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen that before, which is good to keep the forecast integrity right. On your screen right now, if you see blue, this is a future radar for Saturday night. You see blue, that's snow. If you see pink, that is ice. We're talking about a major icing event coming to the southern region. Anywhere kind of in this corridor right here could be involved in that major icing. What do I mean by major icing? We're talking about ice that takes down power lines. Probably takes, if we get this to verify, we're talking about power out for hundreds, maybe even millions of people, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people. And the reason I say that is because we're going to have icing in major areas like Dallas, Atlanta, possibly Little Rock, Memphis, Shreveport. We're right on that zone. And the reason we're talking about this right now, again, we have still a decent way to go. So don't take this exact for the forecast. If you're in the ice right now, you could be in the snow tomorrow. If you're in the snow right now, you could be in the ice tomorrow. Please, if you are in the icing threat, prepare for the ice or snow, or if you're on that borderline, prepare for both events. You need to get food, you need to get water, you need to get medication for the next 5 days, you need to get food for your pets, you need to check on your neighbors, your friends, and your family. Okay, now we've gone over what's coming. Generally, let's see what you guys want to see. So we're going to have a lot of people here. So it's good. Obviously, we have over 700 people. If you like this stream, you're more likely to get answered because it highlights it in the chat, just a little word of advice. And if you follow too, that also highlights your name in chat as well. Now, I'm also limiting this to just states because exact forecasts for cities. So now, if you put your state in, I'll go over your state. Here we go. Strap in, everyone. Let's do this. Hopefully, you are ready. We're going to start off with one of the most complicated states in this forecast, Georgia. Georgia is an extremely questionable state, especially northern Georgia. We have Atlanta. I think right now, northern Georgia, central Georgia, maybe even southern Georgia should be preparing for a major icing event. What do I mean by that? Enough icing to cause power outages for possibly days, and enough icing to cause travel disruption in which you're not going to be able to leave your home for possibly days. The problem with ice is it is impossible to treat the roads for ice. You can't pre-treat it because guess what? You put something on the roads, it rains because it's icing, it's freezing rain. It's going to just wipe all that stuff off, and guess what? 10 minutes later, a big ice is forming because that stuff you put on the roads is in the dish. It doesn't do anything. So you can't treat the roads. And if we have a significant amount of icing, we're going to have power lines that get 8 times their weight and they're going to snap. And we're going to also have trees that snap. So you should be really preparing for that major event there. Okay. That you should be in action mode now. New Jersey. New Jersey is a questionable one. You've been uptrending in snow chances. I'm putting you in that moderate to high snowfall risk for your Sunday into Monday. Chicago, not going to get involved in this storm. Again, keep it at states, guys. Oklahoma, I'm leaning more towards snowfall event. I'm putting you in that moderate snow to possibly high-end snow with a slight chance of that ice line coming up more to the north, especially if you live in south of Oklahoma, the southern portions of Oklahoma. Stay ready for that. And if you guys are just joining in, you're more likely to get your question answered if you like the stream and if you follow. I'm going to get through as basically all the states, so stick around. I'm going to get through all the states. We'll continue to get through this for everyone. Quick drink your water. Make sure you hydrate. Welcome to the stream, everyone. All right. We got Massachusetts. That's one that we haven't answered in a while. Massachusetts has been uptrending for snow, putting you in a moderate threat for heavy snow, and that's going to be this weekend. Texas. Okay, one of the big boys. One of the biggest concern. I'm going to spend a little bit of time, or a decent amount of time on Texas talking about this. Why am I so concerned about Texas? Well, number one, the weather that's coming. Right now predicted is a pretty major icing event in major metropolitan areas for a long time. Dallas-Fort Worth, Abilene, San Angelo, San Antonio, and possibly Houston. Well, let me reconnect that. But yes, I'm going to keep talking about 1 second, guys. Let me reconnect it. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Whoa. Okay. 1 second. So why am I so concerned? Well, we have the icing. We have the large amount of snow coming in. Additionally, what is going to be wrong with all this as well? Well, Texas is on its own power grid. And if we lose power in the region, there is no help from outside regions. And lastly, kind of the final nail in the coffin for Texas is very cold air. You can see, you can put this in motion here. Very cold air that's going to be coming behind this storm. So you might lose power for days, and then you're going to have cold air possibly in the single digits and wind chills below 0. And that is a catastrophe starting to work its way there. And I'm very concerned. Texas is one of the, I'm concerned for the entire area that's going to get ice, but Texas is one of the highest concerns I have for this storm. Virginia, the coastal areas, if you want to be specific, coastal areas definitely can see a high-end snowfall event. I'm putting you in a moderate to high snow risk. Exact amounts are coming tomorrow, so come back for that and stay weather aware out there. Very, very a large amount of snow coming, possibly up to a foot or beyond in localized areas. All right. Appreciate the questions. You guys are doing great. Again, hang in there. If I haven't gotten to your question, there's a lot of people here. That's how it's going to go, but I appreciate you being here. Staying up late with you. Again, I'm currently in Madrid for study abroad, so I literally put a sheet on my wall so I can sound dampen. That's why I'm kind of not like speaking at a normal volume. I do apologize for that. So hopefully you guys appreciate this forecast. All right, Alabama, northern Alabama, and just central Alabama too should be preparing for a major icing event. If you're like coastal Alabama, I think you're going to be far enough south where you can avoid most of the icing problems. But still stay weather aware in that region just in case we have a surprise in the forecast. I would have supplies ready to go. Rush your your stuff to completion. Get your supplies. Get ready for that winter weather event beginning Saturday morning. What about Texas? Just generally, you should be preparing for ice power outages for days. If you're anywhere within this pink area, you should be preparing for power outages for days. Little Rock, Arkansas, you're right on that battle zone. You're either going to get a lot of snow or a lot of ice. It's pretty much sealed and done fate. So you should be preparing for both. When for Kentucky, it's going to be starting Saturday morning, Saturday kind of afternoon. Middle Georgia should be preparing for a major icing event. How's Oklahoma? I'm putting you at possibly a moderate to high snowfall. Atlanta, major icing event. Oh, what is going on? Okay. South Carolina, another state that's also very, very susceptible to major icing events. So please stay weather aware in this region. Seeing more and more people join in. Appreciate you guys being here. Okay. I do have a poll for everyone. So quick pause on the states. We'll be right back. My poll is please say yes or please say no. Yes if you have bought supplies, if you're prepared yet for the storm, and say no, you have not. Just a quick little poll. It's just for fun. If you have not yet, it's totally fine. But you should be, if you're in these problematic areas, you should be starting to get prepared. See, earlier, it looks like our core audience was yes, but we're seeing a lot of no's. So, again, if you're in these areas that are going to get the ice, and right now, okay, so we'll go here just to get some sense of like how is this going to play out. We take a look. This is the National Weather Service alerts. So these are official government alerts. We have winter storm warnings out. These are going to expand all to the east. The reason they're out here first is because this is where the storm is going to start. What does this say? Oh, well, this is too much boring text for you to read. Obviously, it's TikTok. It says 4 or more inches very likely, as well as icing also possible. So that's why they're saying plus 4 inches. They are not given an exact forecast because we're a little bit too far out. That will be updated tomorrow. And they're also saying icing is very possible, especially in the southern portions of this overall storm. Okay, let me answer some more questions. Here again is the future radar for reference, guys. Saturday night, a 30-plus state-involved storm as well. Again, please keep it states, guys. Keep it states. Pennsylvania generally has been uptrending in snow. I'm putting you in a moderate threat for heavy snow this weekend. I think it could play out either two ways. Either way, you miss the storm is trending a little bit further east than currently projected, and we back off a bit. Again, check back for updates, and then you kind of miss out on the heavier snow. If not, you get in the sweet spot. We're talking about plus 5 inches of snow widespread across the state. That's kind of the cap here. Seeing a bunch of new people join in again. I have a system in place in which if you follow or like the stream a couple of times, if you tap, it's easier for me. I can see your name better on my screen. Just a little kind of heads up. And of course, you can follow for more updates as well. So tap, and follow for more updates. Bi-daily updates and also streams every night now talking about the storm, helping you out. Got a question on, we're also live on YouTube, so if it's a little crowded in here, the YouTube only has 4 people in the chat. Same handle, by the way. Question says, how much snow for Danville, PA? Well, which is Pennsylvania generally. I can't give you a forecast. Again, not doing forecast numbers for snow yet. The only reason is it's way too uncertain. I don't want to lie to you. We just don't know yet. But tomorrow, I think we're going to become more certain where I can give you numbers. Pennsylvania should be on alert for moderate snowfall. Delaware, an area that's uptrending in snowfall. Moderate to high snowfall coming for your region. Prepare for a major winter storm. Arkansas. That just anywhere in Arkansas should be preparing for either A, a major winter storm, possibly over a foot of snow, or B, major icing storm. Major icing storm. Got a question on YouTube. Has the storm shifted south or north? It's basically stayed the same on the Euro, so really haven't been seeing any significant noteworthy shifts that really concern me for a difference. What does blue mean? That's snow. Great question. Keep up the questions, guys. Is Colorado is honestly a little bit of snow from Colorado for this kind of same motion. Southern Maryland, putting you in moderate to very high snowfall chances. Getting way more confident in Southern Maryland for you. North Carolina, you're in that battle zone. Either going to be a lot of snow or a lot of ice. It's either or, so prepare for both. Getting more questions on YouTube. We appreciate you guys coming over here too. Massachusetts, yeah, we just in Massachusetts, or I know I haven't done Massachusetts in a while. Massachusetts is getting more of an uptrend because I'm just gonna put this in motion. So for my Northeast friends, look at this. This is now Sunday night. So look how our storm kind of pushes more and more to the northeast and causes some issues there. And then you can, okay, my bad. I don't know why the internet's crashing so bad. So okay, quick little refresh on the screen. But again, I'll speak for the Massachusetts. We've been uptrending in chances for snowfall in that region, just generally because the exit of the storm has been uptrending for overall snow. Okay. Honestly, let me just take a screenshot of it because it might be easier. Okay. One quick second, guys. Again, let me ask a quick question as I'm kind of filling in time. What is everyone's favorite color? Whoever says unique favorite color wins. Okay, we're back. Whoopsies. All right. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to answer some questions. We're back. Thank you for the quick filler time. Can the storm shift tomorrow or Thursday? 100%. That's why we're not giving out snowfall forecast yet, is because the storm can shift north and south. As I said at the start of the stream with a lot less people, this is like a storm sandwich. We have multiple zones. We have zone number 1, we have snow. We have zone number 2, the absolutely terrible ice. Oops, that's a little too far thin for my liking. Okay. And then we have zone number 3, rain. This entire system can move either north or south. Really not much of a rotational change going on just because of the structure of the system. So if you live anywhere kind of close to these major impact zones, you should be prepared. All right, let me get some more questions in. The great ice on it. The ice is terrible. It is going to be very bad. I'm more concerned about the ice. I mean, honestly, for Nashville, just a little word of note here. Current Euro estimates for Nashville is currently 14 inches of snow. That would put it into the top 5 snowstorms of all time in Nashville. So it's hard to focus on things, or it's hard to like highlight things when there's so many high impact aspects about this storm as well. Got a question on YouTube. North Carolina. Yes, North Carolina is in that battle zone. Going to be either very high amounts of snow or very high amounts of ice. It's pretty much locked in. You're not really going to get in rain because you're too far north. Either high-end ice or snow. Prepare for either outcome. Let me see some more states out there. Someone's speaking Spanish. Unfortunately, I don't speak. I'm in Spain, but you think I would speak Spanish, but I unfortunately don't. Will Atlanta get snow? It's still in the book. Still possible, but more leaning towards freezing rain. It's been that trend for your past 6 hours of modeling. South Jersey has been uptrending in snow chances, putting you in a moderate to high threat of heavy snow. I could see significant snow. How many inches of snow expected in Memphis? Too early to tell because you're either getting heavy snow, a lot of snow, or a lot of ice. It's basically, you're not getting like snow plus ice. It's going to be mainly kind of segregated just because our motion of the storm is east to west. So if you get snow, you're most likely going to stay in snow. Milwaukee Point, North Carolina, get snow or ice. Okay, it's gonna be really, you're in that battle zone. Also, the further up you are in the sky, the higher the elevation, the more likely you are to get snow. That can help you. Southern Arizona could get involved in some of this actual snow from this event. So stay tuned for that one. Dallas, Texas, an area that should be preparing. You should buy your stuff. You should be preparing right now, guys. Right now, you should be getting food, water, your medications, your dog food, whatever pet food. You should be able to be hunkered down for the entire weekend and possibly a couple extra days without power during a very cold period, because it's going to be ice, which you might lose power with, and then it's going to be Sunday. It's going to be in the teens or single digits. It's going to be very cold. Guys, can we do a flash goal on TikTok to see if we can hit 50,000 likes? I see there's a lot of people here. If you're really enjoying the stream, I'm going to shout out the top liker when we get to each benchmark, 30, 40, and 50,000 likes, if you want to join in. And again, you can tap as many times as you want. I'm going to just a little encouragement here. It just helps me out because it's really late and investing a lot of time. It also just shows me that you appreciate or this is like working. Like it's a little sign like, okay, like this is working, or I should do something else. Okay, back onto questions. South Carolina should be preparing for an ice storm. Still have a tiny chance of, especially the northern area, to get involved in snow, but should be preparing for a major ice storm. Well, you think St. Louis will get snow or ice? Most likely snow. That's pretty locked in. Okay, a little question too. What would you guys rather have, snow or ice? I know what I'd rather have. New Orleans, I think it's going to be too far south to be involved in this winter weather. Rain is going to be kind of your main precip. Chicago, not going to be involved in this storm. Ohio, uptrending in snow. I'm putting you in a slight to moderate risk of heavy snow for your region. Thank you, Deborah, for the donation. Thank you, Candice. Thank you, Margaret. Sorry for the little backlog. Yeah, unfortunately, gifting is suspended because the TikTok algorithm hates me. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I think it's because I'm saying I have no idea, some weather terms. I don't know why it keeps getting suspended. I did appeal it. Yesterday we had to deal with this. This is the longest it's been without getting banned, so I don't really know what's wrong. I don't even know if there's a glitch going on. Just a light breeze? I don't think so. Virginia, please. Yes, Virginia is in a moderate to high risk of very, very heavy snow. The entire state is either going to, the southern portion of the state has a chance of seeing ice, but most of the state is going to see extremely heavy snow as well. New York City, going to have pretty much accumulating snow from this storm. Stay tuned for how much snow is coming. I'll continue to watch in the region. Little Rock, in the battle zone between ice and snow. Prepare for both, a lot of ice or a lot of snow. Hopefully we get more clarity as we continue, but you're right on that borderline. It's tight. You can obviously see we go from snow to ice in just a few miles. Quick little drink of water. Or the guy question for when exactly is this happening? This is Friday through Monday. Oh, we just hit 40,000 likes. You guys are too fast. Okay, number 1 liker is Connie. Number 2 liker is Donut. Thank you, Donut. And number 3 is Alexis Weathers. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Let's see who's going to get to the top for 50,000 likes. Louisville, Kentucky, because I saw it twice in a row. Heavy snow, very much expected to continue in this region as the trend continues. I'd be very surprised if you get involved in ice. If ice happens and a huge difference in the forecast has happened, stay up to date on the forecast. Prepare for heavy snow in Louisville. Maryland, prepare for heavy snow as well. What's the red mean? That is freezing rain. That's ice. Oh, and well, the arrows mean that the actual storm can shift north or south. Okay. Again, we're live on YouTube as well. You think Summer County schools in Tennessee cancel this week at all? If we get significant icing in Tennessee, I mean, I think Monday has a chance of getting canceled in Tennessee, just because it'll take time to clear the roads, either from you can't really clear ice, but if you get snow, it'll take time to clear a foot of snow from the roads. San Antonio, Texas, should be preparing for possible ice storm. Houston, also possible ice storm. More likely rain that far south, but keep an eye on it. I think PA and New York, I think we're becoming more and more favorable for significant snowfall accumulation in those regions. As well. I didn't realize I guess I was. Whoopsies. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, I was just checking one thing. South Carolina, battleground. either, and right now I'm leaning towards ice, but still could be ice or snow. Prepare for a major ice storm, being trapped in your house, not having power for days. Fortnite terms, the Ice King is taking over us. Grab medkits and floppers. Is that accurate? Can someone confirm that's lore accurate to Fortnite? Okay, can everyone describe the storm in your profession or your expertise background? Like, if you know a lot about NFL, can you explain the storm in NFL terms? Let's see if we get any creative ones. Oh, that's the first time I've seen like a crazy bot. Sorry, I'm getting on top of that. Don't worry, guys. Okay. Cincinnati is the most annoying line. Yeah, it's gonna be close to Cincinnati. Keep an eye on the forecast. Pretty wild storm. Yeah, I mean, I think this storm has a chance of being the most impactful storm in 5 years. And the core reason I'm saying this is, for example, Nashville. If the forecast rounds out to just snow in Nashville, you're gonna get above a foot of snow in Nashville. That would put it into the top 5. I think the top 5 of all time snowstorms in Nashville. And that's just Nashville. That ignores all of the ice and all the snow that's happening in places like Virginia, where Virginia might get a foot of snow. And it's crazy how big this storm is and how impactful this storm is. I need to crack memes before no power. Honestly, that's fine. Inch-wise, what is the blue? It's not like a measurement per se. This is a future radar for Saturday, or Saturday night, kind of Sunday morning. Saying here, Texas, prepared for it to be like 2021. Yes, I think you should be, because the major icing, plus the snow behind it, plus the very cold air behind it. We're talking about air in the teens or single digits behind possibly you losing power to the ice. I hate to say it, but 2021 is giving you reminders of possible setup here. It's a very dangerous setup with the very vulnerable grid. Thank you for hitting over 50,000 likes. Please don't spam chat. And thank you, Connie, for being number 1. Thank you, Donut, for being number 2. And thank you, Claudia just snuck in there at number 3. Claudia Duncan 433. Appreciate that, guys. I want 1996 New York City snowstorm. I don't know if New York City is going to get like the highest end amounts of the snowstorm. It's just really involved in this very unique scenario where we have a Arctic high this far south and a couple of areas of energy, and they all collide together at once and just form this absolute monster of a storm. Chicago, not going to get involved in the storm. Birmingham, Alabama should continue to watch for possible icing threat. And you're an area that I'd be very concerned of for that icing. Pittsburgh, uptrending in possible snowfall, putting you in a slight to moderate risk of heavy snow plus 5 inches of snow. So monitor the forecast, because that just came in this week. New 18Z. Oh, it's already in. Not in for me, but this app does slightly lag behind the current one. It's slightly north. Yeah, honestly, the euro hasn't really been jumping around, so I wouldn't take like a couple of miles jump north as saying, oh, it's going to go north, because over the past 24 hours, it really hasn't moved at all. It's okay, folks. I mean, I'm assuming in the freezing rain areas, there's not going to be school Monday, just because there's going to be hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of people without power. And possibly tree branches down everywhere. And actually, by Monday, the ice might still be on the roads. That's just how tricky it is to deal with icing, especially when you go from... gifting is restored, by the way. We just got the peel in, so that's good. Especially when you go from freezing rain into a very cold event. You don't get any warm air to thaw the ice that's literally on the ground. Yeah, this is for this weekend. Houston, Texas should be prepared for a sneaky icing threat. Thank you, Brody, for the donation. Appreciate that. How does Western New York look like? Yeah, I think you can get involved in the snowstorm just generally on the exit side. It won't be a high-end event by any means, though. Annapolis, watch out for a lot of snow. Thank you, L, for the donation. Appreciate that. Okay, one last recap. Is North Georgia in the battle zone with that snow? I think so. I'm going to still say yes. And if you look at the current future forecast here by the latest Euro, you're right on that border. Now, the actual border of the snow and ice is right on the actual northern border of Georgia. So I still think it's a chance to go south. I'm just not really leaning. Yes, it's like a war zone. You literally could drive a couple of miles between a foot of ice, or not foot of ice, a foot of snow, and an inch of ice. Boston could be seeing some pretty accumulating totals out of this storm. Not a huge blockbuster storm, putting you in a moderate risk of high snowfall. Please don't spam chat. Michigan not going to be involved in the snowstorm. We're only going to get some lake effect snow. I think it's currently going on actually right now. So, again, guys, every 10,000 likes we do a shout out for the top liker. So if you want to be the top liker, got some fast fingers. We are 8,000 likes from a new shout out. So if you want to be shouted out, crazy how the weather always follows the I-40 in Tennessee. Yeah, it's a little same thing like the I-95 corridor in New England sometime, or like the Northeast, it's a common area. Philly should be watching for high snowfall, putting you in moderate to high threat for high snowfall. Long Island putting you in a moderate to high threat for high snowfall plus 6 inches. Very possible. Ohio, gotta keep an eye on this forecast. We've been having a little bit of a westward snow shield get involved in Ohio and in places in Pennsylvania. I think a slight to moderate risk of heavy snow is valid in your region. Gonna hydrate a bit. Indianapolis right now isn't modeled to get snow basically by any of them, but you're pretty close in this latest model here. You can see, it's mirrored, so you can see you're pretty close. How's it going, Santi? Upper Mississippi, oh gosh, gotta be watching out for the major ice storm. You should be getting your stuff right now. Preparations should be underway. We're talking about food, water, medications, food for your pets, and blankets, because you're probably, if you get the ice, so you're right in that battle zone. If you get ice, you're very likely to lose power for probably a couple of days, just because of how many people are going to lose power from this event. If you get ice, you probably have a huge probability of losing power for at least 3 days, and that's kind of because of the wide scope of the storm. Usually with these types of icing events, they're pretty localized, so like other states can come in and swoop in and help out, but because there's gonna be so many people with down power lines, it's gonna be very hard to help out utilities to restore power. Especially when you have an icing event and then it gets colder. So the ice, usually get like an icing event and it gets warmer, and it's like, okay, there goes the ice, it's melting. No, it's gonna be ice, and then it's gonna snow, and then it's gonna turn to 10 degrees, and guess what happens? The ice doesn't leave the roads, and how do you get a plow to assault the roads? You can't, because the plow just flies off the road. Because the ice is there, it's really an impossible task to treat the roads, and that's why we're being so aggressive with the wording on here. So you're prepared for the icing event, because I think if we wait for like more clarification on how much snow, how much ice is coming, by that time everyone else will be going to the store and getting everything, and then you're gonna go out and you're like, there's no water, there's no food, there's no gas. What am I gonna do? You know. That's why I'm getting the early word out, guys. Early word out. Can follow for more updates. The new update is out. 25-minute update on the YouTube channel, and a brand new update as well on the TikTok. I post bi-daily for this storm, maybe even more. Also have live streams at night to talk about the storm and also answer your questions. Let's see if we're at any. Okay, we're not any like cool number. We're only like 3,600 followers away from 70,000. That's pretty good. North Carolina should be in that battle zone. You're either going to get a lot of snow, a lot of ice. Snow totals. I can't say it yet. If anyone's giving you snow totals right now, it's really unreliable right now. I can tell you, I think we're going to peak wherever this band sets up, the heaviest band. I think we can easily reach a foot. So just give you an idea, we're talking about a lot. Yes, and who are my snow lovers in chat? Raise your hands. What app are you using? I'm using a Weatherfront. And DM me for a free premium code. It's a free app. I mean, we're only like 72 hours away, so it can't shift really that much. And also, it's not really system driven. It's kind of a upper dynamics driven storm. That's why it's more certain. We're kind of being based off this high pressure, this Arctic high that's kind of basically, and to the south we have, a combining jet stream. So upper dynamics are becoming more certain. Thank you right now for the donation. Will Dallas lose power? If this verifies right now beneath me, a lot of people will lose power in Dallas and Texas, because if you get over a half an inch of freezing rain, or even an inch, we're talking about a lot of power lines down, huge problems, infrastructure problems. When is it prediction? It's not going to get warmer in Houston for a while after the storm passes. The cold air is going to sit there. Guys, we're one follower away from 150 new followers this stream. Help me out. Nashville, right in that battle zone. You're either going to get a lot of snow or a lot of ice. Prepare for both. Greenville, South Carolina, more leaning towards ice for you. However, prepare for possibly high-end snow or a lot of ice. And thank you guys so much for those handful of people who helped us get over 150 new followers this stream. Appreciate that. Is Asheville, North Carolina going to get really 20 inches? I mean, North Carolina is really close to that icing line, so it is a potential, especially with the elevation advantage of Asheville. I'd prepare for a major snowstorm or major ice storm in Asheville, North Carolina. Okay, Fox 5 said 17 inches of snow for North Georgia. Are you serious? A TV broadcasting company told you 17 inches for North Georgia. Oh, this is what's wrong with TV. Hopefully that's not correct. That they told you that was going to happen, because that's terrible. It's terrible meteorology. Did they even tell you there's a chance of that just becoming 0 and it becoming a 1 inch of ice? That's what's the problem with weather apps. If you see right now on your weather app and you're let's say example, you're in Nashville and it says 15 inches of snow. And you're like, wow, snow day. What it's not telling you is the ice snow line is currently modeled just 50 miles your south, and the model's trend to the north. That 15 inches of snow is not 15 inches of snow. It's 1 inch of ice. Incredibly different from what you thought was happening. But that's why you need a meteorologist to tell you about the uncertainties. Right now, we don't have full certainty on where these boxes are going to end up. They could shift north, they could shift south. Not a ton anymore, but they still can shift at least a little bit. And that's why we're not giving out exact snow totals yet or ice totals. And that's why you should not trust your weather app. Trust local authorities, your National Weather Service office, or people you trust. I would say local meteorologists, but if your local meteorologist is telling you they're giving a snowfall forecast, garbage. Okay, questions. Little Rock, Arkansas, where snowfall. Either snow or ice. It's going to be really close. I need San Antonio to be snowed in. We just need an inch. Haha. Honestly, you might get ice, so I don't think it will take much ice to cause as many problems. Let's possibly shift and hit PA. Yes, actually, future radar by the Euro has been including PA more and more. Stay very up to date on that system. Still don't have the 18Z Euro in for me. But let me zoom it back here. It looks like my internet's back. So there's the future radar. And you can really see Pennsylvania starts getting involved. So I'm putting you in a slight to moderate risk of heavy snow. Come back for tomorrow for more updates and clarifications on that regard. Baltimore becoming very likely to see heavy snow in the region as well. I'm putting you at a moderate to moderate to high chance. There we go. Of seeing heavy snow. All right, guys. Appreciate you being here again. I've been live for over an hour, so I'm planning on being live pretty late. Right now it's 1 a.m. for me, just for reference. I have class tomorrow, but don't worry, it's at noon. I'm currently studying abroad. If you just do me a quick favor, help me fight the TikTok algorithm and support me directly by dropping a follow and hitting that like button a few times. Tap. I only ask that just so it helps the stream, and it also gets the word out. We have a lot of people that need to prepare for the storm, a lot of vulnerable people where we might lose power, we might have cold air behind it. It makes me worried. If people don't prepare for this, we could have major issues like back in 2021 with Texas. I hate to bring it up, but it brings similarities where we get ice, snow, and very cold air all in that kind of conveyor belt, and then you have major issues. And that's why we're here, to answer your questions, to guide you through the uncertainties of the forecast, and hopefully get more clarification on snowfall forecast. It'll be a lot more fun, with some more exact snowfall forecast that's coming soon. Don't worry. But if someone's giving you snowfall forecast right now, it's bad. Okay, back to your guys' questions. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for those follows and likes. Did you see the comment when I was on Fox 5 News before? I did not see that, donut. Apparently Fox 5 is telling people there's definitely 14 inches of snow coming in Georgia, even though they're like right on the border of a major icing event. Crazy to me, if that's actually true. Crazy to me. Virginia Beach. Oh, you are in for a massive snowstorm. You're kind of close to the icing threat. I'm putting you more of a snow threat. If it stays snow the entire time, talking about possibly beyond a foot of snow. That's kind of the jackpot of snow for the storm is right in. We'll do a jackpot color. That's close enough. Kind of this quarter, maybe a little bit more further, like right there. Maybe a little bit further south, depending on that rain snow line. Ohio is going to get involved in the snowstorm, at least by summer guard. I'm putting you in a slight to moderate chance of heavy snow. Stay up to date on the forecast, a rapidly developing forecast. Knoxville, Tennessee. Ooh, you should be preparing for either a major icing or major snowstorm. Either one. Still a chance to see either one. If we're talking about major snowstorm, we're talking about possibly up to a foot of snow. If we're talking about the major ice storm, we're talking about over an inch of ice. Devastating ice. Do you think South Georgia will see any snow? No, not likely at all. That would have to have a major forecast change to see snow as far south as South Georgia. See some YouTube people out there. Again, if you're on TikTok and you don't like this chaotic chat, I am live on YouTube. The same. You can actually find that link underneath my bio. It's on the link tree, or you could look up Rainy Day Weather on YouTube live out there. Wait, 1 second. I'm seeing it. We were really close to 1,300 subscribers on YouTube. I don't have the live count, but if you guys could do me a favor, I think we're like 5 subscribers away before I start the live stream. If you could go out there and hit that subscribe button, that'd be amazing. Getting the YouTube off the ground as well. I really appreciate your support here, but also getting the YouTube off the ground. Shameless plug. Sorry. Trying to make the late hours worth it. And also, I just want the word to get out. Honestly, that's the biggest thing. Is we've been tracking this for a while. Not super long though, about 3 days. It is concerning to me. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. Let's see some more states. Again, I'll go state by state. Exact location forecasts are gonna be a little hard. Memphis is in denial with weather forecasters here. They're afraid to commit. I mean, I don't blame them, but man, there is really big forecast confidence by the models. So it's really hard to go against when all major models are showing something like this. The GFS is kind of on the fail mode, but if you look at the ensembles of more safe guidance for general guidance, then that's where you have to keep an eye out. There's more confidence in the guidance. GFS has just been abysmal of lately. Charleston, South Carolina, should be preparing for a major icing event or a slight chance of getting that snow if it sags more south. Be ready for both. Should be getting supplies for a major icing event. Oh, seems like we lost it. We were doing so good. So good, chat, I tell you, and then we're not doing good. Are you guys doing good? How's your week starting off, guys? Let me know how your week's going. Again, I'm just delaying for a quick second as trying to get my device to reconnect. Again, this is like my apartment Wi-Fi, so sometimes there's a little bit of problems. Don't you love this, guys? Okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm really concerned about the ice really far south. I think it could cause some major issues. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay, we're not getting response. Thank you, Cheryl, for the kind words. Yeah, and I do apologize for the quick... I'll answer some questions as I'm fighting with my iPad. Someone's saying models are seeming to shift north. I mean, if you look at the latest Euro 24 hours, it's really not shifted. You got to be careful not to take each model run and see, oh, it shifted a little bit north. Because then you look at the last one, it shifted a little bit south. You're like, oh, it's going north, or it's going south. You have to go a little bit more longer. Go 24 hours, go maybe 48 hours to see the model trends. Because there's really not been a major one overall. And we just lost gifting. What is going on? Winter storm heard you and shut the internet off. Yeah, honestly, I'm being attacked by the winter storm, guys. Oh, we are so close to 60,000 likes. Can you guys help me fight the winter storm, please? What is going on? We'll reopen the browser. Okay, this is good. I got a question on YouTube for Bloomington, Indiana. Indiana, I think, is a little far north to be involved in the storm, at least significantly. I'd say keep an eye on the forecast just in case you get some of the snow shield. But I would not. Okay. Yes, we are back. We are so back. I would not be too concerned out in Indiana. Are you a Hoosiers fan? I'm curious. Okay, guys, we're back after fighting the horrible winter storm. The winter storm just took down my internet, by the way. Wait, let me get that going. Hold up. Well, at least I know it's not my... winter storm. You guys are about to see a surprise. Stole my internet. Okay, I don't know if I spelled that right, but I'm like typing around my microphone. It's a little challenging. Oh yeah, there we go. It's okay. You guys like that? Fox 5 said it was prediction. What could happen? Saying 17 inches. Yeah, I mean 17 inches. That's kind of insane. That's ridiculous to say this early. What's my major? I'll let you take a guess, Rizzy. What do you guys think my major is? I'm actually a Penn State fan, but cheered for them last night. I'm same. I go to Penn State too. Currently studying abroad. Okay. Right. What do you guys think I'm majoring in? I haven't seen any guesses yet. We'll continue answering questions here. Someone said, how much snow do you think there will be? I think there'll be a lot of snow in the areas that do get the snow band. Our blue sandwich piece. Wherever that lands, that will be the amount. Someone's just speaking so much Spanish in my YouTube chat, but I have no idea what they're saying. Okay, seeing a lot of people come in. Welcome in the stream, guys. We are talking about the major winter storm that's going to impact over 30 states. In my opinion, has the potential to be the worst, most impactful storm in the past 5 years. And I don't say that very lightly. Spanish major. No. Good. I mean, that's a good guess because I'm in Madrid. I'm an atmospheric science major, guys. Come on. I'm an atmospheric science and meteorology. How did no one get that? At least I didn't see it. Maybe it went away. Okay. We're back on a question. So if you guys are just joining in because the TikTok algorithm is blessing us with more people, if you would not mind, if you could put your state, please. I'm going to give state forecasts, just general guidance on what to do, what your preparations are, and if you're in an active phase or not. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask if you can like the stream so we can get the stream out to more people. And if you could follow as well, that highlights your comment in chat, so it's more likely to be answered. Of course, we have over 600 people here, so I do apologize. I won't get to everyone. I'm 1, you are 600. But if you do me a favor, help me out, support. I'm a student meteorologist, and let's work through this together, okay? We're talking about a major storm overview real quick of snow in possibly very high amounts. We're talking about possibly into a foot or beyond in the highest amounts. Shifting south, again, this is a sandwich. This is the future radar depiction for Saturday night, a very significant weather system. In the pink, we have freezing rain or ice, accumulating ice at the surface. That's rain falling down, freezing on contact. Ice is honestly an extreme concern because it can cause some major power outages, especially with some of the models we've been seeing. We could see over an inch of ice, which might knock power out for possibly days and also make travel impossible for possibly days. It's impossible to treat roads for ice, and that's why it is so concerning. If you think about it, you put salt in the roads, what's going to happen to salt when it rains? Ooh, it's gone. Okay, on to your guys' questions. Back to you. All right, starting off with Pennsylvania. You've been trending up in snow, putting you in a slight to moderate risk of snow. I'm going to do speedrun states. Speedrun states for the 3 minutes, okay? Here we go. Virginia, I have a pretty interesting... I think you're going to be one of the highest amount of snow states if the forecast continues your way. Prepare for a major snow event with a slight chance of seeing ice as well. New York, I think we're trending up for snow. I think we're putting you in a slight to moderate risk of heavy snow. More likely a moderate snowfall event for your region. Maryland, heavy snow. I'm putting you in a moderate to... I'm putting you in a more likely area to see heavy snow. I think snow is going to be your main concern. Don't think ice is going to make it that far up north, and that's a major forecast change. Again, forecast change is likely here, but not any really huge forecast change shouldn't be very likely here due to ensemble certainties. Arkansas, a battle zone. Prepare for either a major snowfall event. We're talking about plus over probably close to a foot, or it could be just all ice. So prepare for both outcomes. Right now, I can't tell you where or who exactly is going to see what. You should prepare for both of them. That means act. Get food, get water, get medications, get food for your pets. Alert your friends, your families, your neighbors. Do not plan travel for this weekend. It can be major problems. Impossible travel. Eastern Tennessee. Should be preparing for either a snow or icing event. Also, quick little thing, if you're traveling anywhere in the United States by air on this weekend, it may be very difficult because we have Atlanta going to be out of commission probably because of the freezing rain. We have Dallas Fort Worth out of commission. Now you just took out some of the two largest airports in the country. It is going to be terrible travel. Just a little, even if you're not involved, if you're nowhere near the storm, still could see major issues. Again, we're live right now on YouTube as well. If you want a smaller crowd, same handle. Kentucky, Louisville, could see heavy snow. You should be preparing for heavy to moderate snowfall event. Louisiana should be preparing, especially in the northern part, for a major icing event. Georgia, northern and central Georgia should be preparing for a major icing event. Even maybe in southern Georgia, very, very bad icing event. Possibly power outages for days in that region. South Carolina, battle zone. Could see very, very bad icing, or if we get a southern trend, we could start to see some snowfall in that region. So prepare for either one. Major snowfall, major icing. I personally am leaning towards icing. Ohio. I'm not going to think this is going to be a huge event for Ohio, but I think light to moderate snowfall is very possible this weekend. Stay up to date on that. Forecast trend is more likely for snow for you. New Jersey, I think more likely for snowfall. I'm putting you in a moderate to high risk of at least moderate snowfall. So plus 4 inches, I think, is kind of in the realm of possibilities for New Jersey in the region. Keep the questions, guys. Again, we're trying to just do states right now. So if you do states, and also quick like goal. Okay, let's see if we get 70,000 likes. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Matt and Ajit, for the donation, and Intellectual for the donation. Appreciate that too. Rhode Island. Oh yes, you're gonna be trending up. I think it's the first time someone said Rhode Island, unless I've missed it. You're trending up for snowfall possibilities this weekend. I'm putting you in a moderate risk for moderate snowfall. Florida, not gonna involved in this snowstorm. You're lucky to get away from this one. West Virginia, major snowfall possibly coming. I'm putting you in a moderate to heavy snowfall as kind of your corridor there. Stay weather aware. Prepare for that heavy snow. Prepare for travel problems this weekend. Do you think the flights to Dallas Fort Worth will be canceled on Saturday? Very, very, very likely. Even if you get, let's say you get ice, you're not flying at all. If you get snow, you're probably not flying. So Dallas Fort Worth, Atlanta, both those airports, I would not be surprised to see both of them closed. Dallas by Saturday, maybe Friday night. Atlanta by Saturday, by at least Saturday afternoon. Keep that in mind if you're traveling. Chicago, not going to be involved in storm. Charlotte should be preparing for a major icing or snow event. You're right in that battle zone. Major ice, major snow. Prepare for both. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Think Arkansas, we got a YouTube question. Think Arkansas will look more like ice as we know more this week? It's really hard to say. You're right in that area. It got the little feeling we're going to go a little bit more north with the trend wise. I'd say prepare for both, but definitely prepare for that winter. Prepare for that ice. New Jersey should be okay. Gifting has been restored, so if you're planning on gifting, do it right now because TikTok has been absolutely bullying me today. I don't know, it's been banning me for no reason for gifting. So if you feel like gifting, now is like the 1 minute to do it, I guess. I don't know. TikTok's stupid. Don't ban me, TikTok. I love you. Praise the TikTok algorithm. Okay, continue. Squishy Maggie, thank you for the donations. Appreciate that. And we're doing states, guys. Just states. Put your state in chat. We'll go over. Long Island, you're in heavy snow risk. It's a little bit of a sneaky threat that's sneaking up on you. I think you could see some heavy snow this weekend. We're talking about plus 6 inches of snow possibilities. Come back again, guys. Come back tomorrow. Follow right now. Come back tomorrow. We're gonna do another live stream, and I'm gonna be able to give you some more information, like amounts. Like, okay, here's your range of what you might see. It's just a little too far out to give you a range to make me feel comfortable, because I want to make sure you guys are good. Appreciate those follows, guys. Kentucky, oh yes, you're pretty likely to see that heavy snowfall. The southern portions of Kentucky, I'd be more concerned about seeing icing. Again, guys, there's a lot of people here. Go to the YouTube. I think we're really close to 1,300 subscribers. I think we might have passed it, but go over there. It's a lot quieter. What about West Virginia on YouTube? West Virginia, also very likely to see moderate to heavy snowfall this weekend. North Carolina, battle zone. Either going to be very heavy snow or just devastating ice. Let's do a recap, guys, because we're getting a lot of new people. We'll do a little recap. Beneath me right now on the screen, we haven't been moving it around. There's really not much to move around about on the models. Is the future radar for Saturday night. You can see catastrophe unfolding if this verifies. Stuff can change. That's why we have arrows on our sandwich. The blue is snow, the purple is ice, and the green is rain. The sandwich can move north, it can move south, and that's kind of it's not going to really rotate much, just the overall stability. If you're anywhere near the ice or snow, especially the ice, you should be preparing to lose power for at least a few days. Just because the amount of ice will be a large amount, it'll bring down power lines. It will be impossible to travel for a few days as well. You have until Friday. Friday night is when this event starts. You need to be more on the cautious side for this as well. All right, back to questions. There was a little kind of reset of what's going on. Let's keep going. Please don't spam chat. Again, if you just spam chat, I will ignore your question. I will have to mute. Central Arkansas battle zone. Either going to see a large amount of snow or a very devastating amount of ice. Prepare for both. Is Atlanta really going to get it, though? I mean, you're right. Pretty smack dab in an ice threat there. Say ice shed. It's like, okay. There have been some models that bring in warm air advection where you get just enough warm air at the surface where you get spared from the ice. That'd be amazing, Atlanta. Trust me. You don't want you do not want this ice, because you'd be losing power for 4 days. I do think there's a chance that Atlanta doesn't get in the ice; it gets in the rain. That's if we have a northern trend and a little bit more warm air advection, warm air moving into the region. Of course, I don't think that's the most likely outcome as of right now with current trends. Right now. Any news from Massachusetts? Uptrend in snow. Could see some significant snowfall out there. Put moderate snowfall. Plus 6 inches possible. You're on the tail end of all this kind of absolute disaster of a storm, so stay up to date on the forecast. We're talking about Sunday into Monday. Georgia. Continue to monitor forecasts very closely. I mean, we're talking about a major snowstorm coming into the region, especially in the north parts, ice or snow. I think I'm leaning more towards ice for Georgia. Kentucky specifically, expect moderate to heavy snow. Exact snowfall rates will be displayed more tomorrow. Follow for that forecast and follow for more updates. Okay, perfect. My friends are incoming snow. Please be safe. Yes, guys, extra blankets, extra clothes. Again, great points by everyone. Has anyone ever been through like a major ice storm before? If you have any tips, please share them in chat, because we have a lot of people probably going through their first. This is like a major ice storm, like one where you may be trapped for days. It is, the potential is majorly there. Can you please tell me about Raleigh? It's gonna be really close between. I mean, you're the battle zone. Ice, snow. Prepare for both. Ice. If you get ice, you're gonna have a way higher chance of losing power for a significant amount of time. If you get snow, you're not going to be able to travel for at least a decent amount of time, but you should still sustain power, at least have a more likely chance of sustaining power. Ohio, we're uptrending in Ohio for snowfall. We have a slight to moderate risk of heavy snow in Ohio. Stay up to date. This is kind of a new development today. Stay up to date on the forecast. Follow for more updates on that one. Someone asked if they're going to have school in Pennsylvania on Monday. It's going to be very close. Depending on how fast this storm is, if it lags behind just a little bit and it snows into your Monday morning, I do believe a delay is possible. Because I don't know the exact amounts falling in Pennsylvania, I'm only going to say there's a chance right now. Is South Georgia going to get snow? I don't think so. Just because of the general models, we've really not seen a model bring snow that far south or even freezing rain. I think freezing rain had a chance of reaching the South Georgia, but snow would be an absolute, really big question mark for this forecast. Like, what happened? Winter storm stole my internet. I love my scroll bar. I guess whatever. When is this supposed to end in Mississippi? That's a great question. Well, we can move it forward. And Sunday night. Sunday night is the end time in Mississippi. Is green snow? Really? You think green is snow? That has to be rage bait. First of all, it's south. Second of all, it's green. The color of rain. Big brain. No, it's rain. The blue is snow. Great question, though. I mean, I guess it's fair. Texas. Oh, gosh. We haven't talked about Texas in a while, and I'm getting on my soapbox, but Texas is one of those states I'm mostly concerned about just because of infrastructure redundancy. If you didn't know, Texas is on its own power grid, and it's about to be smashed in the face by possibly major icing event. So think of that. That's going to be number one, the first domino to fall, is we're going to have infrastructure badly damaged by ice. This is becoming very likely, by the way. The winter storm watches that are out say this in their wording by the National Weather Service. Very dangerous amount of ice coming to the region. So number one, we get ice in Texas. Okay, we lost power. That ice forms. It makes travel impossible. You can't get people out to fix the power. Number two, another domino fell. Number three, the day after the ice is gone, Sunday, guess what the temperature is? It's in the teens, in single digits. That ice ain't going anywhere. So now you have power lines down, people who can't travel, and very cold temperatures, people who might struggle to warm themselves. That is why I'm saying you need to prepare in Texas and all these regions. Texas specifically because you don't have power redundancy, so it's going to be even harder to get the power back on for the system. Thank you guys for over 70,000 likes. Appreciate you getting there. Let's go. Can you ask New York? Can you answer for New York? Of course, New York City, New York just generally. We've been uptrending in snow there. I'm thinking more of a moderate snowfall event, not like a blockbuster event. Keep an eye on the forecast. Plus 4 inches of snow is definitely much in the cards for your weekend. South Carolina, battle zone. Major ice or major snow. Really, not really much in the between. You're either going to get a lot of snow or a lot of ice. Prepare for both. I mean, inches of Atlanta of ice. I think if we get just ice in Atlanta, we're talking about 1 inch of ice. A huge amount. I mean, that's massive, by the way. 1 inch of ice is extremely dangerous, catastrophic for infrastructure. How much for Baltimore? Too early to say, guys. Again, too much to say for. I'm not going to exact snowfall amounts. It's too early. West North Carolina, please. At Folly Beach, so need to know when to go home. Yeah, I mean, your travel will be impossible no matter what weather you get in Western North Carolina. I do recommend going home Thursday just to be safe. Friday night is the actual start of the event, so if you want to stay till Friday, that might work out. Do not travel like beyond Friday night, just because if it starts freezing rain or snow, like it will only get worse and worse and worse, and you'll probably be trapped wherever you end up, or even worse, if you're on the roads. Guys, please do not be on the roads for the start of this event, especially in the freezing rain and snow places, because let's say you're in, this is just an example of what might happen. If you're in Shreveport, it's Friday night, late at night, and you're like, oh man, like I need to get some like food and water, like I didn't realize this ice storm's coming. You're driving, you go to the grocery store, it's like 11 o'clock, you start to come home, it starts freezing rain, your car isn't able to move anymore, and you're in the middle of the grocery store parking lot. Guess what? You're stuck there. Unless you're walking, no cars will be able to get you, no matter how many wheels you have. So you do not want to start this event on the roadways. That's the number one rule for this kind of general thing of like preparations. Another, like a big rule, don't be on the roadways during the start of the event. You will very likely get trapped, especially if you start off as freezing rain. Why is Baltimore too early to say, but you're predicting everywhere else? I've not predicted any snowfall amounts. I do think I can say Baltimore, I think we have a moderate chance of heavy snowfall and increasing chances. But the only reason I said Atlanta is because It's just like kind of icing him out. But I'm not like anywhere kind of in that purple band. If they got icing, it would be close to an inch of ice. And the main reason I said that was because it's significant. And pink means ice. Pittsburgh, uptrending in snow. I think I'm giving you a moderate threat for heavy snow, a slight to moderate threat. Stay up to date on the forecast. This one's a little bit of a tricky area if depending on how far west our snow shield goes. If we get a western snow shield, then I could see us getting over 4 inches of snow. If not, more on the low end. So there's a big discrepancy between our current confidence. There's low confidence, but there's been increasing confidence on snow. House, Texas, not good. Talking about a major ice storm, major power outages for possibly days, major infrastructure collapse problems. Just Tennessee in general. Again, I'm only speaking in general states because the exact forecast won't really be helpful due to uncertainty. Tennessee should be preparing for either a major ice storm, or a top 5 snowstorm. Nashville, possibly a foot of snow if it goes snow. Right along this blue box, especially right between that battle zone, just north of the ice line. That's where we're talking about the plus huge amounts of snow. What does red mean? Great question. That is freezing rain, ice. And just a reminder, this is future radar. This is not like total amounts. This is not accumulating amounts. This is total, or this is future radar. Thank you, Pugs, for the donation. Appreciate that. If you cannot afford a generator, their emergency plan should be made now. Yeah. Especially for my friends in Texas, because it's going to be like 1 degree, or it's going to be single digits, and you might lose power. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about where to stay. Like, will you be safe here if it's 1 degree outside, or if it's, wind chills are in the negatives and it's like in the single digits or teens, and I've lost power and I might not get power for a couple of days. That's what should be going through your head, not only in Texas, but all these regions. Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, those states. You should be thinking about what you're going to do if you lose power for multiple days and it gets cold, because that's what's forecasted. So Virginia is absolutely cooked, right? I'm definitely going towards more of a cooked. It's because either you're going to get that icing or you're going to get that snow. And I think we're becoming more and more confident on that. We're not like dead to rights confident, but we are becoming more confident on it. Stay tuned to the forecast. Of course, we're still just about 72 hours out. We're getting closer. Tomorrow night, I'll be starting to give you some snow forecasts, exact snow forecasts for town by town, or ice forecast by town. But right now, of course, a little too far out to tell you that. We're getting closer, guys. So there's a likelihood schools in Virginia are being canceled. Yeah, I mean, especially if we get that amount of snow, the actual storm's going to end about Monday early morning, like a really early morning, or Sunday night, depending on timing. Then Monday schools could be canceled. Yes. How much snow for Philadelphia? I'm not telling exact ones. Heavy snow, very possible though. Blue is snow, green is rain, pink is mix. No, pink is not mix actually. Pink is ice. There's actually a very slim. If you look like between some of the blues and purples, there's a mix color. But if you see the pink, that's not mix. That's ice. That's rain falling down, and the surface being like 26 degrees. So yes, it's raining at the surface, but it's 26 at the surface. Would you guys like an explanation of how freezing rain works, or is everyone good? Or should we just keep doing states? Thank you, Nick, for the follow. Let's see if anyone wants an explanation of freezing rain. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to pull up something a little complicated, but bear with me. What we're going to pull up is what's called a sounding. We're basically going to take a slice of the atmosphere and look at it. We're going to zoom in on this. So, generally, what you're seeing here is the temperature profile of the atmosphere. So, at the surface, you can see it's 22 degrees. But looking at this, what's called the sounding, it's actually raining. And the way I'm telling this is if you look at to the right of the 22, you see that line that says 0. That's 0 degrees Celsius. That's freezing. See how it slants to the upper right? I guess it's this direction, the upper right. That's the freezing line. Notice how the temperature, when you go up in the atmosphere, it goes above freezing for a significant amount of time. So say I'm a snowflake. I'm all the way up here. And I'm falling. I'm going to start melting. I'm melting. And then I'm rain. and then I get the last kind of little column there. That's the last 1 kilometer. That's, oh gosh, how many feet is that? A couple thousand feet. So rain droplets are falling through the sky. They're becoming super cold. They're now colder than 30 degrees, because that is possible. It's called super chilled. They hit the surface. Look at the surface. It's 22 degrees. It's ice. It hits the surface. It's ice. And look at that. That sounding was from Shreveport. And that's what we're talking about. It is very rare to get an icing event where you have enough warm air aloft where you get rain with a 22 degree surface temperature. Very rare. And that's what we're talking about with this storm. All right, back to some questions, guys. What do the cloud mean? Oh my gosh, gifting has been suspended for no reason. Great. Again, losing my voice. If you guys want me to continue, if you don't mind leaving a like, let's do a flash goal of 75,000 likes. Yeah, I have a lot of water, so. And the pink means freezing rain. All right, back onto your questions. Again, we're doing states. Can you fast forward the snow? Of course. We can get through the entire storm here. Are you guys ready? Let's see the 18Z's out. I'm just gonna just refresh. Okay, cool. Whatever. Okay, here's the full storm. How much snow do you think St. Louis will get? A little too early for me to tell. I put a light to moderate amount of snow. When's the snow going to start in Nashville, Tennessee? Well, it's either going to be snow or ice. And it really depends. So if it's just snow, we're talking about a huge amount of snow. We're talking about possibly up to a foot. If it's ice, we're talking about close to an inch of ice. Both have major implications. Prepare for both in Nashville, Tennessee. Just Tennessee in general. What's the blue circle? That's our sandwich for snow precipitation. I see you, Santi, on the YouTube. I asked for snow, not an ice storm. Be careful what you wish for. Will any more snow come to Georgia? I mean, we need a southern trend for that to happen. I think Texas has major problems, not with necessarily snow, but the ice. Canadian model and European model shows 4 inches for St. Louis. Yeah, we're just a tiny too far out to know about exact snow amounts. How much for Nashville? It's really close. We just talked about that. Imagine if the GFS happens, that'd be a little bit incredible. Seen so many people about talking about it. How is North Carolina going to be? Well, again, people need to be talking about the uncertainty with this storm. The storm can shift north, it can shift south. That's why North Carolina is what's called, I'm calling it the battle zone between the ice, because it's literally the snow, and you go south, then ice. We don't know how far north or south this is going to be, but North Carolina could see either very heavy snow or a lot of ice. Both of them have big problems. So that's why you have to be prepared for both outcomes. Don't just trust your weather app saying it's going to snow, or don't trust your weather app when your weather app doesn't know what ice is and says it's going to rain. Please look for trusted meteorologists to explain the uncertainty with your forecast as well. This storm's pretty slow relatively. It's a good question. Orlando, Florida, it's going to rain from the storm. It's going to also get really cold after the storm in the region, but you're not going to get any snow from it or anything like noteworthy. Atlanta, Georgia, I'm leaning towards ice right now. Still have a chance to see actually rain in the region if we get enough warm air advection. Take note of how we have a little bit of a warm nose here. This is when warm air surges to the south. That could help out avoid catastrophe. But if it doesn't, talking about ice. But if we get a southern trend, we're talking about snow. So really everything's on the table right now for Atlanta. My personal opinion is I'm leaning towards ice. Look at the euro, another low's forming. This is currently the euro is what I'm looking at right now. I did want to see if the 18Z GFS is out. Oh, look at that. That's the GFS just caved. A lot less precipitation to the south, though. That's interesting. So the GFS is starting to look a lot similar to the euro, at least decently. Interesting. So the euro or the GFS doesn't want to give wants to make the precipitation a lot more sleet than freezing rain. That's the purple you're seeing. But it just goes to show how, I mean, we're still pretty uncertain about some of these forecasts here for shifts. But a big thing I like to point out is the ensembles. So last little thing I'll pull out before we go back, and is really useful, is the probability of seeing more than 1 inch of snow. Look at that. That really aligns. This is the GFS ensembles that kind of shows you confidence levels. And we have high confidence in the warmer colors like purple and red. Those are 90+%. You can see very high confidence in our current snow shield by the Euro. And that's why I'm thinking this area, okay, has a high likelihood of seeing the snow shield. You can see how that drags up to the northeast too. Last we'll check the Euro, just the Euro ensembles just for correlation, and look at that. Both ensembles have a very tightly packed confidence level on where our snow is going to sit, with a tiny chance of dragging it north and south. That's why we're saying this is the current outcome, and that's also why I'm trusting the Euro the most, because it's showing currently the most, at least in my mind, in my meteorological training and in mine, the most logical solution to the problem of what is this storm going to look like. 72 hours when you don't have any idea what model to focus on. Welcome to weather forecasting. Honestly, this storm has not changed that much since we've seen the inception of it. So it's not been that much of a, knock on wood, it hasn't been that much of a pain to forecast, but it's a high impact event, which is all just a pain to forecast just in general. Okay, we're back to questions. So sorry for the little tangent. We are back. Put those questions in chat. Any update for Virginia Beach? Should I start preparing? Yes, you should start preparing for a major snowfall event with a tiny chance of, if we get a northern trend, an icing event. Both have high impacts, so you should be prepared for either one. You should start gathering stuff for, just in case you get the icing event, stuff for power outages. If you get the high-end snowfall, you're actually in the Goldilocks zone, in which I think has going to have the biggest potential for a lot of snow. If it stays snow the entire time, I think you can go plus a foot of snow, just so you get some reference. No flights from Florida to Boston Sunday. Probably not, honestly, because the storm is so large, it might be impossible to go around unless they find a way. The only thing I have to say is, well, I guess Sunday, Boston, well, it depends on what time your flight is, because Boston gets enveloped by the snow shield as well. Oh my gosh, okay, if you guys wanted a gift, gifting has just been restored by the TikTok overlords. Gifts before TikTok bans me again. And this is the 5th time TikTok has banned me. I just appealed, and they, oh, never mind, they just banned me again. Okay, maybe I just stop talking about them. Yeah, they banned me again. Okay. Guys, we're getting really close to over 300 new followers to stream. Come join the Rainy Day Weather family. Again, we do these live streams every day to give you updates live on both TikTok and YouTube. Tufts, why? What's going on? Why is it banning me? Do you know why? How about Northern Virginia? Definitely a chance of seeing significant snowfall. Prepare for a significant snowstorm. If you ask people to gift or tell them to gift, even as a joke, it gets mad. Oh, I'm saying the word gift. He just said the word gift. I even said thank you for the gift. So even if I say thank you for the gift, I get banned? Who is in the TikTok overlords office saying, oh my god, we need to stop telling people to beg for gifting? I'm literally thanking people for... yeah, you probably solved it. Thank you, Tufts, for... because that makes so much sense. Because every time I'm like, oh, I just got unbanned from gifting, and then it bans me again. That makes so much sense. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. You can say thank you for the gift. You have to spell it. Okay, back to more important things than stupid TikTok gifts. You say thank you for the gift. Well, I guess if it mishears you, and even it thinks like you still get banned. Yeah, thanks for the rose. Honestly, you're probably right. That might still get me banned. I don't even know. Okay, enough of the gifts. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's getting a little distracted. It's 2 hours of streaming. Making me stream brain. You have to say it in sign language? I do not know that. Good snowfall for New Jersey. Luke, potential is definitely there. Step forecast, stay up to date. Definitely building. Kansas City, don't think anything for this Kansas City area. Yeah, I mean, possibly from like the Saturday morning into afternoon, a little bit of the snow shield. I think maybe a trace to 2 inches is kind of like the most likely there. think you'd wait till Sunday. I'm supposed to be getting out Saturday night. Where you're located, because if you're anywhere within this mess Saturday, if you're in any of these boxes Saturday, you're not getting out. South Shore, Massachusetts conditions. North Carolina, ooh, you might be able to get Saturday out. It'll be really close. But not count on it. If it's like Saturday morning or afternoon, I think you might have a chance. It depends on where you're flying to, anyways. New Mexico, could see some snow from this. Look on beneath me. You can see some snow even in Albuquerque at the surface. Pretty crazy there. So yes, this is a plus 30 state involved snowstorm. I did count. Houston should be preparing for a possible ice storm. You're right on that border between ice and rain. You might have enough warm air to protect you. Where are you from? I'm from Pittsburgh originally. Go to Penn State, and I'm currently in Madrid. Quite the intro there. I'm studying abroad right now. I'm a student meteorologist. So hopefully you guys are enjoying my insight. It's currently 2 a.m. So leave a like if you're enjoying my commitment. So just a little behind the scenes here. You might see this next to me. This is a blanket I bought so I could dampen the sound so I don't annoy my neighbor, because I feel really bad. Obviously, that's also I'm talking kind of a lowered voice rather than my classic energized voice. So I'm sorry I'm not because I have a neighbor right here. I ordered voice or sound canceling panels, sound absorbing panels, for that will be coming here in the next 8 days, so I can coat my wall and protect and help them not be woken up by me. Are you streaming for late? I've kind of scheduled my classes to stay up late because I knew severe weather season and stuff like this would come up. So yes, right now guys, it's 2 a.m. for me. Appreciate the well wishes. Pittsburgh getting hit. I think we're increasing chances. I'm putting you in a slight to moderate chance of heavy snowfall plus 4 inches. Save the day on that one. Flying. Okay, please don't spam chat. And Cap, you have to tell me what day. I'm not a mind reader, okay? How will it be in Pennsylvania if the storm moves south? So the big thing is this kind of motion of the storm isn't what's getting involved in Pennsylvania. It's kind of a northeast hook up to the northeast. You see how we start moving to the northeast? That's how we get involved with Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. That has been more and more of a theme on the GFS and the Euro and some of the ensemble numbers. I don't think it's really locked in yet, that northeast turn. So that's why I'm a little bit more hesitant to say, for sure snow in that region, but an increasing likelihood of snow in that region. What's the pink part for San Antonio? That's freezing rain, unfortunately. You should be preparing for possible freezing rain. Yes, get prepared so you're comfortable. Great advice. Again, you need to be prepared in this icing range, in this icing area. We'll have alerts out for exact preparations. You should be getting food, water, medications, blankets, and food for your animals. All those things to keep you comfortable if you need to be trapped in your house for possibly 3 days due to ice, because you're going to ice and then you also get cold air behind the ice, locks the ice in place, and also causes major disruptions to power. Is blue snow? Yes, correct. Please don't spam chat though. Sunday, 6 p.m. That might not happen. It's pretty close. You think school get canceled? Because there's a chance. Because it's gonna be so cold. If power is out, yes. So I don't. San Antonio is right in that spot where it's rain or ice. So it's really close. What is red? That's ice. I guess red or what color would you call the middle circle? Well, not the actual line, but the actual color there. Welcome to Rhode Island. Yes, expecting it to there. We got pinks. You think it's pink? Yeah, I've heard it called pink or red because I don't know what people are calling red. There's arrows. Those are kind of just telling you if it's going to move north or south. Maybe that's what people are referencing. Reddish pink. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Minnesota's not going to get involved in this snowstorm at all. Very cold though. I'm telling you, dangerous cold. -40, -50 degree wind chills. I can never. No. What's the blue snow? Blue is snow. Kansas City might get a little bit of snow from the storm. Maybe a trace up to 3 inches, up to 2 inches. I think just on the light end of accumulations maximum. Not going to be involved in any major aspect in the storm. Can I drive from Cincinnati to Georgia on Saturday? No. Mm-mm. No, you won't be able to do that. Because this is literally Saturday. Future radar. Notice a few problems in the way. Do you think it's going to move north a little? I'm sure you've been asked another time. Sorry, don't feel bad about asking me. Trust me, I've answered about the states probably 50 times. It's okay. That's why I'm here. I'm here to answer your questions. I think there's a chance it can move north or south. I'm more leaning towards north. The main reason I say that, if it does trend, I'm kind of like, I don't think it's going to move much more. But if it does move, I think it's going to move north. That's mainly because there's colder air up north for more impactful weather. That's the main reason. But I truly think it's not going to move too much. Now, that said, it does have the ability, the time to move a little bit more. I think area is ice. New York should be ready for moderate to heavy snowfall. I don't think this will be a really high impact event, but should be monitoring the situation. That's New York and the Bronx too. Bronx more likely to see high ice storm warnings. 100% coming out. They will be coming out very probably tomorrow night or either Thursday morning. The Weather Channel is saying 8 inches in Boston Sunday into Monday. Is this accurate? I really should not be putting out measurements this far out, especially for the eastern side of the storm. I think the potential is there. I think moderate to heavy snowfall is there, potential-wise. Please don't spam chat. It's actually pretty calm right now, so please don't spam chat. Ice storm warning, not yet. No warnings are out right now. I can show you what is out right now. Our current winter weather alerts. Wait, what? That's a frost advisory. A little confused. So we have winter storm watches out for right now: Oklahoma, Texas, and Louisiana and Arkansas. This is the start because it's on the first area that's gonna be impacted. So these will continue to expand east, basically hour after hour. Each county, and it will get expanded by tomorrow night. Expect this entire map to look like a Christmas tree, which will have weather alerts ready to go out. And they'll tell you exactly what you should be preparing for your region. And we'll go all over them again tomorrow. So follow for more updates. Hey guys, we're almost at 300 new followers to stream. If you could do me a quick favor and drop a follow, that'd be amazing. Again, it directly supports me. And also you get all those weather updates as well. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Run. No, we don't need pressure. That's too... Blah. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. Bro, don't read comments. What am I supposed to do then, Ethan? When we expect total predictions? Tomorrow I'm going to start total predictions. There'll be a little bit of rough estimates. Of course, with a very complicated storm like this, especially on that snow ice line, honestly, it's going to be very hard because we're talking about 50 miles between... Oh, the winter storm hacked my internet again. 50 miles between... I'm saying you aren't reading them. I don't. The same. Ethan, there's a lot of people in chat. Okay. I totally lost my train of thought. Well, the internet crashed anyways, so that's fun. Yeah. There's a 50-mile difference between like a foot of snow and just ice. That's what makes it so difficult to forecast the storm, and that's why you can't rely on like Apple Weather, because it might not tell you the chance of seeing significant significant icing that's really close to you. The probability of it. Any chance for snow in Georgetown, Texas? Any chance for it to move more south? Sorry for the repeat. No, you're good. I think the chance for north and south is there. That's why all these areas that are close by should be preparing just in case you're currently not in the zone and then it changes. So you got to be prepared. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst as well. My weather app says 2 to 4 on Saturday. I mean, your weather apps are useless right now because there's so much change going on. The forecast is a very complicated forecast. You need to trust your local meteorologist. Trust, unless they're telling you bad stuff, trust National Weather Service, number one. That's the way to go. I'm not even, you can follow me if you trust me. Yeah, it's totally up to you. I try my best to give you straight here. I also am very on the proactive side of preparations. I tell you what we know so far, what we don't know, what you need to do to prepare. And that's how we do it here. Massachusetts could see some snow. Moderate snow and chance for higher end snow too from the tail end of the storm. Yeah, weather apps, they're bad. What can I expect in Philadelphia? Some showing some plus 12. I think moderate to heavy snow is very much in play for Philadelphia. I continue to watch the forecast very closely. Odds are definitely going up for you. Now, plus 12 inches of snow in Philadelphia, I don't know about that one. Don't know about that one. You already followed me? Appreciate that. What app do I use? I use Weatherfront. This is Weatherfront. You are, if you want a free premium link, so the app is free, but if you want a free premium link for all these premium features, DM me after the stream. Just press my profile. You can DM me, or you also join the Discord and DM me there. I have a free premium link I can send you. Do you think we'll have school in Michigan? This is not getting to Michigan, so I think you're going to be fine. Other than cold air, it's actually going to be very, very dangerously cold in Michigan, so you might have delays on Monday. What's the app called? It's called Weatherfront. Feel free to DM me for more information. When should we trust predictions for snow totals? I say tomorrow night is where we can start saying, okay, the big thing is if you're getting a snow total, like say tomorrow in Nashville, the snow total should include an asterisk next to it. Be like, okay, here's how much snow you're going to get if it stays snow the entire time. Here's how much ice you're going to get if we get a surprise and you become ice, or you are just ice, because it's going to be a very tight gradient. And I think that's the way to communicate this forecast, is you should be prepared for both. But hey, right now, if Nashville stayed snow the entire time, you'd be getting this much, which right now would be a lot. And if it continues, I'll say the actual forecast that I think fits the way. TV weather people have the best job. They can be wrong 80% of the time and still not lose their jobs. That's totally not the first time I've heard that one. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Are we good? It's almost like the weather is very hard to predict. No, Atlanta, Georgia should be preparing for a major ice storm. Please, time to prepare, time to act. I think there's a chance that you might get saved by some warm air evacuation. You might get some warm air at the surface. Might get away from that icing threat. There's a very solid chance of seeing significant icing in the Atlanta area. Did someone ask if there's going to be protests against the snowstorm? I don't really know. Is the storm shifting north at all? Not really. At least on the I'm basing this on the Euro runs, and there really has not been a big trend with the Euro runs. Houston, Texas, what does the green mean? That is rain. And Houston's right on that border for icing, so keep an eye on the forecast in Houston in case we shift south. Little Rock, battle zone. Either a lot of snow or a lot of ice. Charlotte area, also battle zone. More leaning, or actually that's another area. That's a lot of snow, a lot of ice. Stay tuned for trends, because tiny shifts in the storm will make big differences. Prepare for a lot of snow or a lot of ice. Both have high impacts. If you get ice, more likely to lose power. Prepare for both. What do you think Nashville will get? I have a wedding. Oh my gosh, Courtney, when is that? Hold up, I'm giving advantage to you. We have a wedding? What day is the wedding? Sorry guys, quick pause on this person. Is this your wedding or is it someone else's wedding? Is it your wedding? If so, on Saturday. Oh gosh. I'm waiting to see if they're a wedding or... No, I'm pretending. Okay, sorry. I was just going to make everyone say congratulations, but I'll hold off. Unfortunately, that wedding is currently scheduled for probably the worst weather day in Nashville's past 5 years. So, yeah. I don't know what to say. You're either going to get a lot of snow, like possibly up to a foot, or you're going to get a lot of ice, which would also just make travel impossible. That's pretty certain. In that region, so I would be starting to seek alternative methods of. I mean, there's no way to travel, so I really start taking considerations on. I don't even know what you do with the wedding plan on Saturday. That'd be terrible. I wish you the best of luck. If you need an individual forecast, or whoever needs an individual forecast going into the event, feel free to contact me, DM me. I would be happy to help as we continue to go. All right, is the ice gonna be bad in Atlanta? If it continues as forecasted, yes, a very major ice threat is very possible in Atlanta. I live in Northwest Georgia. Am I cooked? Yes. No, you should just be getting prepared. Honestly, you should get your supplies. I work in a data center. I'm going to be here all week in Atlanta. No going home. That does not sound fun. I wish you the best of luck. Stay safe out there. What does the pink mean? That's ice. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. I'll eyes on the ground for this event. So if you want to be my eyes on the ground for me, you want to help, you also want to share photos and videos so other people can know what's going on around the country, feel free to join the Discord. Discord is in the link underneath my bio. That way you can share, there's over 700 of us there. You can share photos and information of ground, because I'm going to need eyes on the ground, and I like to recruit you to help us out. Please be safe though. That's my number one rule. Safety over photos. This is tomorrow's forecast. No, this is for this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thank you, Maxi, for the follow. Appreciate that. What's the blue? It's snow. Isn't this a multi-day storm? Yes. Friday through Monday. Monday morning. I can put it in motion for you. Yeah, we're kind of just sitting on the Saturday. Because that's kind of the largest extent of the storm. That's like the, yeah. Let me move it just a little bit to the northeast so you can see. Just a bit. There we go. So the pink mean only freezing rain, or is it wintry mix? Well, in the Euro, freezing rain is pink and mix is purple. But the Euro does not really want to give much mix. It really wants to say freezing rain for a lot of this area. You know how much snow is going to come through southern Indiana, light blue area. I don't think it's going to be super significant, but it could be into the moderate range for snow. Stay on the forecast because you're right on that fringe between like the dry air and the snow. So it could change rapidly. Healing Laurel, Mississippi Jones. Again, can't really speak necessarily. I think I'm leaning more towards ice in Mississippi. Green is rain. North Carolina cooked pretty much. Either a lot of snow or a lot of ice coming. North Carolina, New York City uptrending in snow. Oklahoma pretty much being more confident on snow there. Southern Oklahoma could see some ice. Expecting moderate accumulation of snowfall. South Dakota cooked. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cold in South Dakota. I think South Dakota is frozen. That's the correct terms. Could storms still shift north, or is this path pretty much locked? It's not locked yet. Not locked. That's why I have the arrows there. We are, of course, with more time, we become more certain of this pathway. So that's why I have the arrows. I think a significant shift would be a big surprise to me. It really would, because we've been kind of the same sort of zone for the past 48 hours. Of course, it still can change. Emma screams, "No, I want snow. Bah. I'm over this 0 degrees cold and snow. Enough already." Oh boy, don't look at the future forecasts. And next week is going to be cold too, especially in the eastern and central United States. How's it going, Cool Cat? It's good to see you. You're even. Hope everyone is prepared for what's to come. Yeah, I know it's a pretty brutal forecast out here. We've had a lot of people today. Let's see what. Oh, thank you guys for hitting 75,000 likes. We've had over 15,000 people. That's kind of crazy. And we're almost at 10,000 comments. You guys have been commenting away. Actually, we are 6 new followers away from 300 new followers, guys. Join the Rainy Day Weather family right now. Be part of an exclusive club. This has been one of the biggest live streams we've had in a while. But of course, this is possibly one of the biggest snowstorms we've had in possibly 5 years. So glad to have you here. Glad to answer your questions. We probably answered over 1,000 questions, honestly. It's been a little insane. A little bit of caffeine. I'm not going to stream too much longer. It is 2 a.m. my time. But we'll push it a little bit longer, guys. Push it a little bit longer just for you. Especially since we have 200 people here still getting questions. What's going on in Kentucky? Major snowfall event possible. We're going to freeze it on it. Okay. You should be prepared for a moderate to heavy snowfall event. We're talking about, how's it 2 a.m.? I'm currently studying abroad in Madrid. That's how it's 2 a.m. So, yeah. You should be prepared for a snowfall. All 52 states, well, not from this storm. I don't think Hawaii is getting hit from this storm. But I think there's at least on my latest count, there's 30 states getting involved in this storm. Yeah, it's a pretty huge storm. You do not see this very often, I can tell you that. This is something you see on like hour 300 of a GFS run. This is not something you see in like this is hour 100 of a Euro run. Very close. How much snow can the coastal Virginia see this weekend? We're talking about a huge ceiling, Kaylee. A huge ceiling. Especially if you keep that ice line to the south of you. We're talking about possibly beyond a foot. It's possibly one of the most significant storms you guys have had in a very long time. Would it shift south? If it's shifting, honestly, it could go either way, Danny. No one can know yet. What snow in San Antonio? Oof, don't think so. I think more likely to see ice on the back end of the storm. I think you could see some flakes on the back end of the storm. The snow the blue means snow in Oklahoma. Yes. What's the pink? That's ice. Someone asks about Louisiana. The northern portions of Louisiana should be preparing for an ice event right now. Someone said, so is it locked in that 100% be snow? It's not like last year. I'm leaning very likely for snow for Virginia. There is a chance we shift north, and then southern Virginia might be an issue of icing. But we have to go pretty far north to get there. So keep an eye on the forecast. Still can change. I'm leaning pretty confidently towards at least significant weather impacts, either ice or snow. But Virginia is really feeling like snow to me. Again, tomorrow we'll be live again. Oh, we need 2 new followers, guys, for 300 new followers. We're so close. Will this affect Erie? Yes, it will possibly give you some light to moderate snowfall in Erie. Save the date on the forecast. It's been trending up for Pennsylvania. Yes. Thank you guys for that. You just kicked us over a lot. Wow, a handful of you. Thank you so much for over 300 new followers this stream. Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy. North Georgia should be preparing for an ice storm right now. You should be gathering supplies, food, water, medications, food for your animals, and gasoline. And the winter storm has hacked my iPad again. I think we might do a rainy day weather last call though. After I connect. So we're gonna do okay. Let's do speed run goal, guys. Let's do 80,000 likes. If you're having a good time, I do apologize. I think the winter storm has been hacking my device of lately. So that's unfortunate. Oh yeah, I did change the code. So give me 1 second, and we'll do. So rainy day weather last call is where I ask for your last questions. I do a few of them, and then I'm going to do a closing thoughts from me. I'm currently located in Madrid. I am originally from Pittsburgh, and I go to school at Penn State. You like that? How the map pulls. We're trying to broadcast, so here we go. We're good. All right, we're locked in. So this is an official rainy day weather last call. It's also your kind of last chance to give a follow and drop down a like to support me. It is 2:11 a.m. And I've done some decorating to make sure I'm not too loud. All right, last chance to get your questions answered. Let's go. Speed run. What about North Carolina? North Carolina is in what I'm calling a battle zone. Expect either a huge snow event or a huge icing event. They're really going to get 2 outcomes here. Not going to be warm enough to cause rain. You need to prepare for a massive winter weather event that's coming this weekend. New Jersey, uptrending in snow, putting you moderate to high, heavy snow risk. You're uptrending there. I'm trying to tell you, my family, we're going to get a snowstorm, but they won't believe me. Yeah, I mean, it is time to believe. I'm telling you, it is time to believe. What do? I mean, there's not much you can do if your family's not believing you. Unfortunately, if you wait, people are going to go out and buy stuff. If you wait till Thursday, there's going to be if this forecast holds, you wait till Thursday, there's going to be a mass panic to get stuff. So I would be proactive in this situation here. Missouri should be monitoring, especially northern Missouri, for a major ice storm. Continue to monitor the forecast. Prepare. Eyes put you in the action phase and you get stuff. Virginia should be in the action phase, especially I'm leaning more towards a very, very heavy snowfall event, possibly over a foot in some areas. How bad it will be in Oklahoma? I don't think this is going to be a major event in Oklahoma, possibly moderate to heavy snowfall. Continue on the forecast for trends. Southern Oklahoma has a chance of seeing that ice in there. Pittsburgh, we've been uptrending in snow there. I'm putting you in a slight to moderate risk of heavy snowfall. Plus 4 inches is becoming more reasonable for this weekend. Stay up to date on the forecast. Rapidly developing, uptrending in the region. Myrtle Beach, battle zone. Snow, ice. Stay tuned. Coastal interactions might be very tricky here because of how warm the ocean is compared to what's going on. So consider consulting local National Weather Service for that one. What model do you find more reliable? The Euro right now. The Euro has been really good. Also use ensembles, guys. Don't forget the ensembles. And honestly, the last little tidbit I'll show you is why am I using the Euro deterministic? Well, if you look at all of the ensembles. So here's the ensemble for the Euro. Look where our snow chances are. Bingo, right on our blue zone where we're talking about. And if we switch over to the American ensemble, bingo, right on our bullseye. So both areas really high confidence in snow falling in that region, and that's why we're sticking with the Euro right now, because the ensembles are matching it. There you go. Okay, we're going to do just a few more questions, guys. Again, this is a rainy day weather last call, so you got to get your questions in right now. You got to get your likes in. You got to get your follows in. What's the weather for Madrid, Spain? There's actually a snowstorm coming for, not like down the valley, but in the upper levels. And of course, the TikTok algorithm's like, no, you can't go. Let me know about the Dallas snow. Ooh, Dallas is looking like ice and then snow. You should be preparing majorly for a major ice storm. Okay, seeing a lot of people join in. Guys, follow right now. We're kind of on a rainy day weather last call. Follow and like the stream to get a higher chance of getting your comment viewed by me. It just highlights your comment and also gets the word out for me. Join the rainy day weather family. We're doing a last call for your weather here. It's also, again, 2 a.m. Houston should be prepared for possible icing threat. You're a little far south, I think, to be a huge concern, but keeping an eye out as well. Someone says, I have a question. Just say it. Blue means snow. Raleigh should be prepared for either a major snow or major ice. You're in the battleground state. Baltimore, uptrend in snow chances. Stay up to date. Moderate to heavy snow. What do you mean, don't make me do this? What does that mean? Texarkana. Arkansas, Texarkana. I think it's Texarkana. Well, whatever. Sorry for mispronunciation. Prepare for a major icing and snow event. I'm leaning more towards ice in the region. You might be losing power for days. Prepare for that, guys. If you're just joining in, of course, TikTok just gave a bunch of viewers because it's TikTok, and I just said it was last call, but of course, we're answering quick questions, guys. Only states. Also, if you have a credible amount of questions, hop over to the YouTube. Oh my gosh, over 500 views, of course. Okay, well, we're gonna answer. We're just gonna go through it. Lexington, we're doing states. So, Kentucky, major snowstorm incoming. Talking about moderate to heavy snowfall with a tiny chance of getting in the icing risk. Please prepare for this weekend. Again, this entire storm this weekend. Kansas, gotta be watching. Not superly, honestly. I mean, you're gonna get some snow, I think, from the first portion, the first wave of the storm. You can see displayed on your there. So on the screen, this is Saturday morning, and then moving forward in time, you kind of drop out. So slight accumulations possible. Tennessee, battleground state. Expect either major ice or major snowfall accumulation for the region in there. The green means rain, by the way. Green means rain. Okay, so actually I have an idea. We're gonna do rainy day weather overtime, in which, oh wait, I want to do this in a different tab. I'm going to I'm gonna post my YouTube link, and we're gonna do overtime in YouTube. Just because I see a lot of people joining in, so I want to like start to wrap this up. So I only want to do one more platform for probably 10 more minutes. But if you want to join rainy day weather overtime, let me know if you see that link. I'm about to pin it. Let me know if you see that link. We're doing rainy day weather overtime in YouTube. I am going to start to wrap up the TikTok stream, and we're gonna do rainy day weather overtime for a little bit. Anyone see the stream? Or the link? Pink is ice. Okay, we're gonna do a last call. So now I'm gonna do my last final thoughts, and then I'll send the link one more time for overtime. Okay, why did the link not work? Well, if you just look up rainy day weather YouTube, like how it doesn't let me post a link in my own chat. Okay, not approved. Great. Okay, well, that's great. Okay, I'll post that in a second. Well, okay, final thoughts on our major winter storm that's coming. If you're in anywhere nearby this pink or our blue region, you should be preparing right now. We're in the action phase. You should be getting resources, including food, water for the next 3 to 5 days, medications, and food for your animals. Be prepared to be stuck at home with possibly not having power, especially in the icing regions. For example, Texas, Louisiana, these areas, we're going to go from possibly losing power. Also, the next day, we're going to get very cold. So keep that in mind. We're going to go from ice to cold with no power. That could cause extreme problems. And I'm especially worried about Texas because of the redundancy of the grid. Very vulnerable power grid down there. and that could have some major issues. We still can shift the storm north and south. What you're seeing is a future radar depiction by the latest Euro. Think of this sandwich. We have snow on top, ice down south, and rain down south. It still can shift north, it still can shift south. The actual existence of the storm is pretty certain. So that's pretty certain. The existence of high impact snow and high impact ice is pretty certain. We just don't know exactly where. That's why you should follow for more updates tomorrow, as well as another live stream tomorrow. So we'll be live to answer your guys' questions again, and I'll be starting to give out forecast numbers for snowfall. So keep that in mind as well. Again, things will probably change on this, but not majorly. We'll have little shifts, so don't take it verbatim, but you can start taking it a little bit more seriously, that's for sure. Okay, let me see if I can get the YouTube link out here. Oh, I see. No, I don't see. What is going on? YouTube. Okay, we're doing a rainy day weather overtime in the YouTube YouTube chat. Okay, there we go. Do appreciate you guys all being here on TikTok. And we are doing oh yes, we lost these. Actually, there we go. Okay, we'll keep that up there. Let's see. Did people see that link? Not approved. Okay. Yeah, anyone see that link? Well, if you just copy this in your browser, rainy day weather, and then YouTube. Okay, there we go. So we are now going into rainy day weather overtime on the YouTube channel. This is the real deal. If you have not got your question answered, there are only currently 4 people in the YouTube chat. So it's very personalized attention. I'll be doing a question answering there for about 10 minutes. Rainy day weather overtime. Again, guys, please act tomorrow. Get your stuff. Alert your friends. Alert your neighbors. This is a real deal, especially for my friends who are going into the ice storm, are going to lose power, and are going to get very, very cold temperatures. And that's dangerous because they have no way to heat their house if they don't have any alternative heating. You need to act. And here's my action states. This is my final closing thoughts. Action states where you need to be preparing. Delaware, southern portions of Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Atlanta, Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, southern Missouri, and those are kind of the highest impact states as of right now. Maybe New Jersey as well. New Jersey, I think you could be a little bit early as well. All right. I think I did say Maryland, didn't I? All right, guys. I'm now going to give you 10 seconds to follow. Again, we do bi-weekly updates. And last little thing is this is a Friday to Sunday, and we're doing rainy day weather overtime. If you look up rainy day weather on YouTube, we got only 9 people over there. Personalized attention. Come over, join us. All right. Counting down from 10. Stay safe, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Please act. You don't want to be the last one to the grocery store or the supply store. I'm telling you. This is probably getting front page news, at least maybe tonight. Or if it's not, it's going to be front page news tomorrow. And then Thursday, it's just going to be an absolute mess. You do not want to be the last to the supply store. All right. 5, 4, 3. I feel like I'm in iCarly. Anyone else watch that? 1. Good night. See you on Rainy Day Weather Overtime on YouTube. Okay, YouTube fans, who's out there? We got 11 people. Perfect. All right. Let me close down the TikTok live stream real quick, and then we'll answer your questions for 10 minutes. Welcome to Rainy Day Weather Overtime. Glad to have you guys here. Okay, cool. We're good. Okay, what's up, Mike? What's up, Ethan? What's up, Stephanie? What's up, Danny? What's up, Okay, let's start with, I guess I can just go through all your questions because we have enough people. Will Chicago be impacted not by the storm? Hi, I'm in the Charleston, South Carolina area. What's up? Yep, you need to be in an area preparing for possible wet ice storm, or if it does shift south, I mean, you could get in the snow, but I'm leaning more towards ice. Had a good question. When will the ice start in Northeast Texas? That is going to. I'm just like shifting my phone over, so I'm not like looking at the ground for you guys. Northeast Texas is going to start. Well, I can just zoom it back in time. I was like, I have radar right here. Like, what am I doing? Looks like ice is going to start Friday night. So you don't want to be on the roads Friday night in Northeast Texas. Like Dallas, you can see we're very close to that line. This looks like a major storm. Yeah, I'm very concerned that it is going to turn. Well, right now it's modeled to be a major storm, but there's a big difference between model and verification. But I'm leaning towards this being a major storm. I had a question about Atlanta, Georgia. My birthday is Sunday. Do you think I'm able to go out? And do you think I should go to the store Friday? Well, honestly, so a couple things. So here's Sunday for Atlanta. I guess Sunday. Well, if the actual ice happens, you won't be able to get out Sunday. It's just the roads will be impassable. And then secondly, if the ice is actually coming to Atlanta, you should not wait until Friday to go to the store because everyone else is going to be going to do that. Just little words of advice. Rather be proactive than reactive. So I've seen early run totals of almost 16 to 20 inches in the valley. Is that possible? Some of these areas, but again, I wouldn't really take at face value for the actual snow amounts. It's just a little too much in my mind. A little too much uncertainty to give them. Tomorrow night, where we have 4 more runs of models, then I'll be like, okay, here's your forecast. And also make sure you have caveats to forecast where we're close to that ice snow line, because obviously there's going to be major gradients between areas where you're south of the ice line and north of the ice line. Southern Ohio tri-state area. Yeah, I mean, you can see the tri-state. I guess, are you saying Pennsylvania? I actually never heard it called the tri-state. I'm like from Pittsburgh. I've never heard it called the tri-state area. You can see the future radar. We've been really uptrending in snow in Ohio and Pennsylvania. Oh, I haven't checked the Aurora tracker tonight. There might be auroras. Keep the questions coming, guys. How many inches of snow do you think Baltimore will get? Hopefully you're enjoying rainy day weather over time. This is honestly really good because then people are really committed, get their questions answered, because I really want to, get those questions answered and get away with those pressure lines. Baltimore, again, I don't know if I'm going to give an exact forecast, but I can tell you odds are increasing of moderate or heavy snowfall. This would be the event for a decent amount of snow. Impacts in North Carolina Appalachians, a lot of snow, especially if you get enough cold air in place in North Carolina. We're talking about a lot of snow. I'm making a trip to North Carolina early this Saturday morning. Night Ninja, where are you coming from? Saturday morning. You should be okay, but it's going to be close. You should really stay on the forecast and see if it's going to be there or not, because if you go and they say the storm's a little early and you get freezing rain or snow, you're going to have really big problems. Oh gosh, you're coming from Florida. Man, if you could do that, not Saturday, if you could do that Friday, I'd highly recommend it. Wallops Island, Virginia. I mean, Virginia generally, I think, has one of the best potential to see very high snowfall, plus 1 foot. If we have a northward trend, we could see ice intrude, but I'm leaning more towards snow in that region. Stay up to date on the forecast. It's of course Sky Ninja Night Sky Ninja. Feel free to. I guess if you were on TikTok or whatever, or you could join the Discord server, guys. If you have like really specific questions, especially travel plans, my Discord is always open. I have enough time where I can answer specific questions to give you guidance on travel plans, aviation, or on the ground. What are your predictions for? That's such like a loaded question for Nashville, because Nashville's, look at this. You're right next to that ice line, and if you get ice, you're getting nothing snow-wise. You're still getting major impacts. Don't get me wrong, but if you get snow. Ceiling for snow is about 1 foot. But again, could say either possibility. No snow, all ice, or all snow, no ice. Could Atlanta, Georgia possibly get any snow? How much ice are we talking? So firstly, on the snow front, we have to have a pretty big model change south, which I think is still possible for Atlanta. Stay up to date on the forecast. Next question, getting snow. How much ice are we talking about? We're talking about if it is just an icing event like this latest Euro. Over an inch of ice is possible, which if you don't know, that is catastrophic ice. Huge amount of ice. Widespread power outages, major problems. Another question, I work at Kroger's in Atlanta and just wondering what day would be possibly the most busiest day. Okay, so there's a couple of things that could play out. I think tomorrow will probably be an uptick in busyness. It's say tomorrow night, we come back tomorrow night, and it's still showing this. I guess so that will be, Thursday will be extremely busy, and then Friday will be the last adapters if we hold model runs, right? So I think it will be like kind of a exponential growth of busyness. But if we, of course, we have a back down in the models, then it's probably going to be like a false alarm busyness tomorrow and Thursday, and then we back off. Night Sky said ETA was looking at arriving at North Carolina at noon. Okay, so I'll show you what noon looks like, at least right now. Again, the actual storm could be faster or slower. And well, I guess this is one more. No, it's like right here. Okay, so here's noon. Here is noon right now. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Someone's calling me. Okay. Yeah, it's 2:30 a.m. for me. Okay, we're going to take this a few more questions. So I'm going to do the last call on YouTube. Wow, an inch of ice. Yeah, if you don't know, oh my God. If you don't know what like the damage that would do, it would, if we got an inch of ice in Atlanta, we're talking about hundreds of thousands to possibly millions of people losing power. So extremely, the only reason I'm not putting a lot of energy into this is because it's 2:30 a.m. so I don't want to be too loud. But I'm telling you, I'm nervous, honestly very nervous for Texas because, you know, their infrastructure is a little bit less redundant due to it. Anyways, so that's why. Okay, who wants to get the last question of the night? Which model is more accurate snow mounts? More aggressive. GFS wasn't aggressive. GFS has been really struggling in phasing the storm, which all the models and ensembles have been showing. What that means is it efficiently uses the energy to provide lift. And I think that the GFS is honestly underdoing it right now. Okay. Yes, definitely keep checking the forecast. Okay, guys. With that, my last call, I'm going to wrap up my stream. Really appreciate you all being here for rainy day weather overtime. Please take action, be proactive, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Definitely time for this forecast to change. But I'd rather you guys be prepared than come to the store on Friday and there's nothing left. And because everyone else bought everything beforehand. Don't want that to happen. So please stay safe, guys. And I hope to see you in the next live stream tomorrow. Subscribe for more updates and take care. Okay? Peace out.